What's up? Madison again with Real Social Dynamics, and it's you again. Thank you for joining me. I like this thing we have going on here now. Today I want to talk to you about video number 4, Preview for Boss. I want to talk to you about a deep dive. I want to go deep into a few concepts so they make sense to you and they click in your brain, all right? Concept number 1, emotional intelligence. How you feel about yourself, your awareness, how do you understand everybody else's subjective experience? Concept number 2, lifestyle, the people you're gonna meet, the jobs you're gonna have. Not only that, but networking, relationships, building friends. And concept number 3 is primal instincts. So not just having all this head knowledge and more information, you have enough of that already, but installing everything deep down on a cellular level so it transforms you and it's there in your instincts, in your biology, in your reflexes, right when you need it, anytime you need it, just comes up like magic, all right? So stay tuned, this video is gonna kick ass. I know you're gonna love it. Boss is like the ultimate hero's journey. It's everything in game from beginning to end, and also tells you how to develop your character, your honor, your virtue, etc. Put that into your game, put your passions into your game, and also how to just kind of like kill the boy that's inside of you and become the man that you always wanted to be. That's what the program's about. Basically, I see a girl, she gets out of a car, and she's just randomly standing there. Hi, honey. I missed you. That's the magic opener, guys. What's Madison's magic opener? Hi, honey. I missed you. That's it. Nothing special. Guys always say, what is the opener that makes it happen? Listen, if you go back and you ask your dad, okay, because you guys did have a dad, because I'm assuming you weren't like artificially inseminated in test tubes. If you are, I apologize. Come see me after. Don't write a complaint letter. But if you have a dad and your dad fucked your mom, as gross as that is, your dad fucked your mom, she doesn't remember what the opener was. I bet you. She does not remember, okay? And still they had this relationship of some kind, right? So it really doesn't matter what your opener is that much. You wanna know my best opener of 2016? This is the opener me and Owen used, the best one. Are you ready? Ready? You ready? Yeah. Okay, this will be your opener forever, okay? There's a bunch of them. Before, we used to have, you know how to party. A good one is, don't I know you from Tinder? That's a pretty cool one. The best one you have, the best technology we've invented in 2016 is, hey, nice to meet you. That's it. That's the best technology we have, 2016. Hey, nice to meet you. Because it relieves the worry of what's my opener gonna be, and you can get right into the conversation. One of the theories that we have is that it's already open. The conversation is already open, right? There's no need to start a conversation. Just imagine the conversation's already happening. The conversation is already happening with everybody. So you walk up to somebody, you almost start the conversation in the middle, as if you already know them. So when I say, hey, honey, I missed you, it's like we've had a conversation before. I've never met her, right? There is no opener. Opening doesn't exist. Opening does not exist. It's something that we make up in our mind to put pressure on ourselves, all right? Like all these things in pickup, we say, what is erase these words from your mind. What is the target? What is the approach? What is your opener? Okay, erase these from your mind. Target, approach, opener. These words are toxic. These words allow you to not be a normal human being. Okay, erase these words. Target, approach, opener. Doesn't exist. Just go up and meet somebody. Go up and meet them. Go up and find out what their story is. Go up and see what's going on here. Okay, I'll say that again. Erase target, approach, and opener from your mind. Just go up and see what's going on here. Go up and investigate. Go up and try to see what their story is. Go up and meet them. That's it. That's it. When you do that, you remove all the awkwardness for yourself, and you remove all the awkwardness for the girl. There is no awkwardness. You start as if the conversation is already open. There is no open. Another thing I'd say to that is, I treat everything in the world like it's a 100 set. I don't do one approach here, one approach here, get back to being alone and depressed. One approach here, alone and depressed. One approach here, doubt myself. I think of the world as a 100 set, or the club as a 100 set, or the street as a 100 set, okay? When I'm having that kind of mind frame, everything I do is a good open because it's already open. I'm just trying to meet people, see what's going on. Meet them, see what's going on, chat a little bit, and then decide if we're a good fit. Then decide if we can get together, all right? So my opener is, hey, honey, I missed you. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6.5, 7 in terms of quality, but it's right. It's not that it's good or the best, it's just right. So you can tell where it's coming from. Everything I just explained to you guys about the 100 set and it's already open and blah, 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 and the target, She can tell it already from, hey, honey, nice to meet you. This is my attitude with it. She can tell it from my attitude, okay? Because imagine her life. The life of a girl is she walks around the street and everybody's trying to hit on her. I'll talk about that a little bit more. Everybody's like, hey, baby, what's your name? Hey, girl, where are you going? Where are you going? Walking down the street, 20 guys, hey, where are you going? She's like, I don't want to talk to people where I'm going. I don't want to tell strangers where I'm going. So she can tell from that one line that it's enough, all right? Now we're going to see how that unfolds in a bit. It's been like, what, years? Like, how long has it been? Like 4 years, something like that?
We've been friends forever.
Forever. It's been so long.
Yes, so
I almost feel like...
you remember when we were in university in psychology class?
I remember that.
Remember that class?
You know what I remember also, too? Psychology is my favorite subject. Remember that time that you were like, you were in school, and everybody teased you, and they put like, and you're the ugly duckling, and they totally like put something like, they totally, focus, wow. They totally like put you in the locker, and then I came and I saved you, remember that?
I swear to God. Tell Maria to write a comic. Comic? Yeah, okay.
Very important moment here, right? Very important moment. She gets distracted by something, and I allow it to happen. I just trust that she'll come back. She might not. Actually, in a few moments, she'll leave many times. But I allow the space for her to have a moment and come back. You'll see this also when guys do pulling a lot too. When guys are pulling, there'll be two girls, they need to talk to each other, they need a moment to go talk to each other, you have to allow that space. You had that last night with your two girls there. They need a moment to talk to each other. And it's very important for a guy to allow that space, because pickup is a dance really. It's a dance between you and the girl, and there's a space in between. So it's you, her, the space in between, and her space. And you gotta sometimes step out of the space in between to allow her to step into it. Okay? So also here I'm creating a little bit of a role play, very old school. I'm like, you know, if me and you were in school, I'd put you in a locker, steal your lunch money. It's one of the things I say sometimes, kind of like a little fun role play. It's like a bratty little sister frame. Every hot girl wants to be the bratty little sister or somebody. You know, she wants somebody to be like the daddy and kind of like boss her around a little bit. It's kind of fun for them. It's like, I don't mean it seriously, I mean it in a joking way where we both benefit from it. I remember that. That was so
honestly,
cool.
Like, I just met that girl tonight, but she's really good friends with one of my best friends. But I'm not gonna get in a car with a bunch of Arab guys. Like, I hear Arab guys are all fucking pimps, and like, I'm not down to get pimped out. Like, I'm old enough to know better than that shit.
How old are you?
Old enough.
Are you 29?
Old enough.
Are you 30?
I'm old enough.
Really?
Yeah, old enough to know better.
I like that you seem very mentally sharp at this time of the hour.
Yeah, you know, I've had a few drinks, but I'm not going to drive away into the midst in this random white SUV.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, I have my own SUV.
Like, oh, really? Where's that? I can't come with you, by the way, to your SUV.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm an account executive at a software company, so I'm not a fucking loser.
Let's talk about this for a second, okay? It's really interesting. She goes, I have my own SUV. Why does she feel the need to say that? I really don't even know. I have my own SUV. I'm an account executive at a software company. So clearly, in some way, she's trying to say that she's a successful woman and that she has a financial stability in a career. She's trying to say she's smart in some way. So you can say she's trying to communicate to me that she is of quality, she's of class, and she has higher standards in some way. Now, is that maybe true? I have no fucking idea, man. These girls sometimes at night, they just say stuff, and then you're like, I'm a classy girl, and then you see them like doing a line of coke off a bar or something like that. So I really don't know. I don't take it too seriously. I just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But what I can say, it's good that she's saying this. It's good because it means that I'm a guy of value. Even though I haven't said anything about myself, what does she know about me so far? Are you guys following that? Nothing. I haven't said anything about myself, right? I really haven't said anything. But she's like, okay, this guy has value in some way. So it's interesting. I'm not rambling off like, oh, by the way, I traveled 32 countries a year and I'm internationally recognized. Like, I'm not saying that. But just by my communication of where I'm coming from, my headspace and my emotions in my body, chilling out, talking, like buyer-seller dynamic, we talk about a lot. I'm chilling out here on the back of a rails. I'm allowing space for her to talk a little bit, for her to back away. She can tell that I'm a guy of value, or at least my headspace is a guy of value. Now you might ask yourself, a lot of guys are new here in the audience, you might say to yourself, you know what, man, Madison, that's great, but I didn't live in LA mansions, I didn't travel to 30 countries a year, I'm not friends with millionaires, whatever. I'm not of value, Madison. I'm not there yet, and I get that. But you are of value because you have experiences in the world that nobody else has had. You've had your life up until now, and everything you experience in your life is unique. It's singular, it's unique. You can share that with the world, okay? Nobody's been through your stories. No one's overcome your challenges in school, family, everything. Nobody's going to overcome those challenges the way you did. So everything you've been through, you can share that with a girl. That gives you value. I also want you to bet on your future self. You guys are here in a seminar to learn, okay? You're here in a seminar to learn. Because you're here trying to learn, that means you're on the path of improvement. Girls aren't so concerned about, they're not so concerned about what you have right now. They just want to make sure you're making progress, that you have a direction you're trying to get to. And if they can see that you're working on yourself and you have ambitions, goals, a direction, motivation, and if you have those things, then you know, okay, he's a guy who will move up. He's a stock that I want to invest in. So that's where my sense of value comes from. It doesn't come from what I achieved. It comes from me knowing that I'm always working on myself. So I can say, I'm working on myself. Fuck yeah, and feel good about that. Okay, so you can feel good about that right now, today, because there's stuff you're working on, you're in this room, you're focusing on yourself, and you're trying to grow for the future, all right? So that's where that laid back sense of aura comes from. Now, you can also just fake it till you make it. Just fake it. Just fake that you're the buyer. Just fake that you're the buyer, okay? You can also fake that, you know? We always say fake it till you make it, till your brain catches up with what's actually happening in reality.
I don't
PC
need
Ball? I used to be an account executive in a software company.
Really?
What? Never heard of it.
Software security, it's like
Never
huge.
heard of it.
Okay.
Software security, so like your competitors would be like Norton, Symantec.
Symantec is definitely one. Norton's not necessarily one. Norton, DigiCert.
Oh yeah, this is getting sexy, baby. Oh yeah, what was this a minute in? Talking about that sexy firewalls and Symantecs, antivirus software. Ooh, that turns me on. What about the servers? What kind of servers are they on? Ooh, the bandwidth of the internet. Well, that's really. Oh, hackers. Ooh, binary bits and ones. Yeah. You guys want to jerk off right now? Is that turning you on? Just imagine it. Imagine a big one-pager PDF file with stats about software. Oh my gosh. Who pre-cummed into their pants right now? Anybody? You? I did a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So I'm being silly here, but the point is, guys say, "What do you talk about in your pickup?" I literally talk about what I'm passionate about. So I used to work for about 4 years in computer sales. I worked, I won't mention the company, but I worked at a pretty large company that did computer sales. I would set up servers. I would set up I do training with different software vendors. I was APC certified, VMware certified, all this kind of stuff. You know, I used to, when I was like 15 or 16, I built my first computer. My friend, would go to this parts store and build parts and build like a clone PC from scratch, all that kind of shit, right? So I'm pretty good at computers. So when she started talking about this, I'm like, yeah, let's nerd out on this computer stuff. But the idea is, guys say, what do I talk about? You want to talk about whatever your fucking passion is, like really. And we're gonna do some exercises later on to get that out of you, but you need to actually ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What do I talk to my boys about? What am I excited about in life? And share that with the girl. Literally bring it up. The guys say, well, it feels forced if I bring it up. Fucking force it, man. Because she's not gonna, crack open your head and look into your past history and understand what you're passionate about, what you've done. You have to literally share it with her. So we're having a conversation here about PC software, and it's a moment for us to connect because we're sincere about it, right? I'm sharing my passions, I'm sharing my experiences, I'm sharing what I actually do. Now, you guys might be surprised, when I meet a girl, I actually probably usually show her RSD videos. I do. If you go on my Bumble profile right now, there's a link to an RSD video in my Bumble profile. You might say, that's pretty counterintuitive. Why would you want to do that? I do it because I know that if I share that with her, she gets to know the real me. A lot of guys are afraid to show the real them because they don't want to be rejected by the girl. They think she's not going to like it. Listen, there's stuff about her that she doesn't like as well, or most people don't like as well. But I want to get to those skeletons in the closet as soon as possible. I want to get deep down to the real me and her connection as quickly as possible. A guy that's good at game does one thing ultimately. Hey, it's very key here. A guy that's good at game walks up to girls and he communicates himself effectively and quickly. Okay? Effectively and quickly. He communicates himself effectively and quickly. Let me hear you guys say that. He communicates himself effectively and quickly. Okay? To communicate yourself effectively and quickly is what makes people like you. You guys see like maybe Jeff. I think Jeff is amazing at this. Jeff is just like hilarious, right? Jeff gets up on a stage or in a video, you see him, he's like, this guy is really being himself. He's really portraying who he is. He's putting his full self out there. It's fucking amazing. He's hilarious. He's rambunctious. Like you get a sense of who Jeff is really quickly. You also get a sense of who maybe Todd is very quickly, who Owen is, who I am. You get a sense of how we are as people very quickly. So that means we're effective communicators. We walk up to girls and we right away show them who we are. We get straight into it. We don't like pussyfoot around like, hey, what's up? Oh, how's it going? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, blah, blah. And then get into it. We're like, boom, here we are. Boom, here we are. Boom, here we are. One of the instructors, Derek, he says sharp edges forward. So you're essentially walking up to girls, and I think his assistant came up with this as well. You're walking up to girls and you're showing them who you are first. A lot of guys, let's say you have a knife and you're trying to cut through a knife with butter. If you take the dull side of the knife and you try to cut through anything, how's it cut? Pretty bad, right? It's like crappy. Because the knife isn't meant to cut with the dull side. It's meant to cut with the sharp side. So we get straight to the point of who we are right away. Sharp edges forward. We communicate that as quickly as possible. Now, you guys might be wondering, how do I do that? Don't worry, throughout the course of the day in the program, you guys are gonna learn how to do that. Let's walk this through this way, by the way.
Actually, I'm gonna go back into this bar where I was.
Oh, fuck that. Let's go.
That's where my friends are.
I'm totally down to grab a drink or a bite.
Sorry, I was back here. I was here.
That's random. This is random. Yo. That was random. Just by come here. It was just by fluke. She happened to have been in this bar before, and it was like, that was so fluky. If I went the opposite direction, that wouldn't have happened. So fluky. I can catch her after. That's so random. You guys are like, what the fuck? She just left. Girls do that. That will happen to you several times in a night. You may lose a girl. Girl will go to the bathroom. She'll go see her friends. You go and, you got to go somewhere. You guys look so disappointed and sad, by the way. When she walked, you're just like, oh. That's not the end. Don't worry. See, I'm just reading your faces, too. You guys kind of like had like a downer when she left for a second. Notice I don't have that. My emotions are still the same. A girl will leave throughout the night for many, many different reasons, most of which were out of your control. When she comes out to a night, she wants to enjoy the adventure of the night. She wants to have a drink, dance, see friends, flirt with multiple guys, all right? So you can't take it personal when she leaves. She will try to leave at some point. You can't lock her down like a prisoner or a slave to focus on you for an hour or 2 hours. Very rare does it happen, but it's very hard to do that. She wants to explore the night. Now, I understand this and I don't take it personally. I never take rejection personally because I understand that fact. A hot girl is looking for a guy that doesn't take rejection personally. I always find something funny with every rejection. I make a joke out of it. I laugh. I'm lighthearted. I don't take it personal. Okay? She's not rejecting you. She's just rejecting the moment or the opportunity at that moment. It's not personal. All right? Another thing is, you could only get as the quality of hot girl as you're okay with losing that girl. So the hotter girl you're okay with losing is the hotter girl you're able to get. You have to be okay with losing a very hot girl in order to get a very hot girl. Because when she comes back, she wants to make sure you're not emotionally flinched. You haven't been affected by the fact that she's gone. She wants to make sure you're not like, and you're a little bit sad, that your emotions have went down a little bit. You're a little bit like doubting yourself. She's looking at that. It's a very, very primal, reptilian, like caveman type of thing. Reptilian brain, caveman, old emotional brain. It's not logical, but she needs to look for that to find the partner that's the most resilient. Because a guy that's emotionally resilient is a guy that can, let's say, in survival, right? Survival replication, which is very important. A guy that's the most resilient is a guy that can lose a job and get another one. He's a guy that can also, sees a bear coming to attack the village and he's able to handle the bear. It's a guy who gets sick and he gets back up and works anyways, even though he's sick. So she wants to make sure you're resilient in some way, okay? So never, ever, ever let the fact that the girl leaves you bring you down a notch. Because the reality of a hot girl is that she gets approached so often by so many guys that she can't say yes to everybody. She just can't. That's what she's experiencing. How many cool guys does she meet in a night? A bunch. You're not the only cool guy. I know that I'm not. If she's pretty, she probably has guys that are football players or guys that are hockey players or promoters at a club or guys that just can afford bottle service or friends of hers. Like, she knows cool guys. She made so many of them that she can't invest in every single one. She can kind of just enjoy them And whichever one figures it out. Whichever one ends up in front of her is the one that ends up in front of her at the end. The last dick standing kind of scenario, okay? So I never take it personal. Wait, is that her over there? Really random. I'm gonna go back in. Why not? Look at my attitude. I'm gonna go back in. Meh, why not? Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna go back in. Why not? I'm like, there she is. You think I should go? I don't know. I don't get rejected again. Oh, she's talking to a dude. Oh, I'm like, I'm gonna go back in. Why not? Listen to my voice tonality, how I'm joking with myself. Right? Listen to my voice, how I talk to myself. Helps to get me in a good vibe. I use my voice as a tool to relax myself. Look at my face. I'm gonna go back in. Meh, why not? Making like a silly face. Meh, why not? Right? My face is a tool to make myself feel good all the time. I'm constantly using my body to make myself feel good, And the way I talk about it too, my vocabulary. I'm gonna go back in. Meh, why not? I'm like, she's back with a guy now. I'm scared. Very, very chill, very lighthearted about it. All these things are important. I call that your internal coach, all right? Your internal coach. Every single one of you guys have an internal coach. He talks to you. He goes, you suck. Why are you standing in the corner? Your internal coach will say, I don't know what to say. I ran out of things to say next, right? I try to tell my internal coach to talk to me positively. I use my internal coach all the time to shove good shit into my head, to brainwash myself and hypnotize myself with good shit. It's a choice you make. We all have that choice. It's a decision that we make. So I use my internal coach to tell me good shit, okay? So decide in advance, like when I have a negative thought, notice the thought, cut it off, place it with a more chilled out, casual thought, right? I don't know what to say. That's okay. Walk up and say, I don't know what to say. Oh, she's talking to a dude. Let's have fun. Let's fuck around. Why not? Oh, she's there again. She just walked away. Silly girl. Now, I have that attitude in my head, and watch how it allows me to reopen this set. Everything you're going to see right now from this point on looks like I'm a fucking Superman. It's going to look like I have superpowers. And you're like, yo, how is Madison's game so sick? Where did this superpower come from? All the internal stuff I've been explaining to you, well now, this inner game stuff, this character stuff, is now going to go and just like Hadouken on a guy's face. Okay, and you're like, what the fuck? And this is where it comes from. This is how it looks when you feel this way inside your body, and you process your thoughts this way, and you have emotions inside yourself this way, okay? Already? Are you cheating on me, girl?
I've known this guy for like...
Already?
I've known you for about 5 minutes, but I've known this guy for like...
I leave you... No, you go back to high school. I leave you alone.
We met like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I leave you alone for 5 years, and this is what happened.
Remember?
That's in Toronto.
That. I don't.
No,
I remember
you tagged me in that
more
picture.
Recently. No, I never tagged you because I
So
didn't
it's
know you.
okay, then it's probably been about 2 years.
You told me once
Yeah,
you go
2
black, you
years.
never go back. That's what you said.
Wow.
Obviously lies like everything else. Lies.
You're making this seem like we've had more than 5 minutes of. Oh, you know what? It was very special meeting you 5 minutes ago.
Hey.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. It was quite the experience, but you know,
I'm sorry. Don't come between us. This is really special. What we have going.
I get
know
it.
you have a really big night ahead of you.
Are you talking to him or me?
You, but like me and him have something going on right now, and it's
Honestly,
really
I'm not
special.
gonna lie, I can sense it.
Yeah. Not chemistry.
Love it.
Don't cheat on me, Kay.
listen.
I can't handle it at this point. Like,
I just live every day by day. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, let me rewind it back and kind of break it down more and technically like what happened here, okay? Piece by piece. All right, so essentially the guy who tries the game is the guy who loses. The guy who's like doing game is the guy who loses, right? So this guy is doing a game. He's doing pickup. And I'm just focused on being me, being. So I kind of care less a little bit than this guy. I appear to care less. I actually care more. So I'm like, I got a camera crew, I got students here, I want to show this at hot seat, right? I actually care more, but it just looks like I care less, okay? So essentially I walk in, And I'm just like, I'm more loose, okay? I make fun of the situation. It's called the meta frame. I walk in, I'm like, oh, what's going on here, blah, blah, blah. Like, I make fun of the fact that he's trying to pick her up. It's very, very hard for a guy to recover from that, because how it works is the girl's buying temperature is like not ready to go home with a guy yet. So if you walk in and you're like, oh, you're gonna fuck this guy? You're gonna bang this dude? She's like, what? No. Maybe at the end of the night she would've, but right now her buying temperature isn't that high. It's only here, so she's not ready for it. And when you call her out on it, it's like, she just shuts down the guy, okay? So I kind of walk in with that frame, and I'm just more loose. Now watch this. Already? Are you cheating on me, girl?
I've known this guy for like...
Already?
I've known you for about 5 minutes, but I've known this guy for like...
No. So she knew this guy for a few years because he was tagged in some Facebook photo with mutual friends, and she knows me for 5 minutes, okay? And she's like very, very serious about that fact. It's a very, very emotional fact or logical fact? It's a logical fact. Now, let me ask you a question. Pretty easy question here. You guys are probably going to nail this one. Are girls emotional or logical? Emotional, okay? So she's trying to go logical. So my idea is like, I'm the most emotional here, emotional communication, more than her and more than the other guy. I can't lose. Also, I'm just more loose, man. So the more loose I am, so I'm just going to be like emotional communication, just loose. A good teacher is able to be loose. A good pickup guy is able to be loose. So I see this guy trying to be serious, and he's also trying to be logical and make sense. I'm just like, loose, baby. Loose. What's the secret? Just get more loose. More loose. The guy who cares the least wins. The guy who's okay losing the girl gets the girl. The guy who's able to communicate emotional but not logical gets the girl, right? I just want to be as loose as possible. So watch how this unfolds. We go back to high school. I leave you alone.
We met like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I leave you alone. See, here he goes. We met like 5 years ago. Logical. What do I say? 5 years, and this is what happened.
Tamales, remember?
That's
You
in
remember
Toronto.
that? I don't.
No,
I
you
remember
tagged me in
meeting
that
you more
picture.
recently.
No, you tagged me in the picture, which happened to be from your friend Sarah. Remember with the beach? Logical.
No, I never tagged you because I
So
didn't
it's
know
probably,
you.
okay, then it's probably been about 2 years.
You told me once
Yeah,
you go
2
black, you
years.
never go back. That's what you said.
Wow.
Obviously lies like everything else. Right? You told me once you go black, you never go back. So automatically, he can't win that. He's trying to logically convince the girl that they should have a relationship of some kind. I'm just like, loose and emotional. You can't win that argument by being a dude. You probably notice yourself doing this sometimes, like you have a girl and she flakes on you and you're like, you said that you would be at this time and you called me and I sent you a message, you didn't call back. You're trying to convince her logically, doesn't win. Change her mood, not her mind. Old school explanation. Change her mood, not her mind. Lies.
You're making this seem like we've had more than 5 minutes of. Oh, you know what? It was very special.
And she tries to touch me, and what do? Do I take the touch? I'm like, no, I don't take it. I'm like, hey. So also what I'm doing is I have no need for validation from her, right? She's approving of me like, oh, like it's okay. I'm like, I don't need your validation. I don't need your touch. To a girl, it's very attractive, a guy who doesn't need her. As I said before, you get the girl that you're okay with losing. I don't need her. That's fine. I don't need your touch. I don't need your approval. That's when she kind of flips.
Meeting you 5 minutes ago.
Hey.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. It was quite the experience, but you know,
I'm sorry, don't come between us. This is really special what we have going.
I get
know
it.
you have a really big night ahead of you.
Are you talking to him or me?
I like how he just underlines it. Like he says exactly what everybody wants to hear. Are you talking to him or me? Like, is this really happening? So what is he having right now?
He's shocked that you still there.
He's shocked and he's having like a downward spiral where his like, remember I explained the emotions before? I'm like a generator. I'm always making positive emotions inside myself. I'm always thinking positive things. I'm always using my voice to make me feel good. I'm always making positive facial expressions. Student in the back, positive facial expressions, right? All this is a generator to help me feel good. So I'm always gonna be in an upward spiral of success. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like I have momentum of success now. He has started being logical. And logical creates doubts. And then he just says the doubt out loud and he's just crumbling. It's like a house of cards just crumbling and he's going to a downward spiral of success, okay? So that's why managing your internal state is so important. It's not that what I'm saying is so good. I can say the good stuff because how I'm feeling is good. Game is emotion accessed. You can't access good game when you feel like shit. He'll just continue to say the wrong thing over and over again now. I'm gonna start saying the right thing because I feel good. Emotion access good game. Bad emotion, downward spiral.
You, but like me and him have something going on right now, and it's
Honestly,
really
I'm not
special.
gonna lie, I can sense it.
Yeah, not chemistry.
Love it.
Don't cheat on me, Kay.
Listen,
I can't handle it at this point. Like,
I just live every day by day. I don't really plan it out. So whatever happens.
why are you in the bar? Why are you still outside?
Because I'm cool.
Okay, well, come.
So here's another good point, all right? You guys ever hear that song, I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool? You ever hear that song? That song was just about girls trying to feel good. Or as Jeff says, girls just want to have fun. I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. This is like the headspace of a typical hot girl. Not every girl, but a lot of them, at least when they go out to the club, not when they're at work. So I took a pill. Are drugs good or bad? I don't know. But I could say they're a lazy way to feel good. People aren't going out thinking about their headspace, their internal coach, facial expressions, voice tonality to feel good. It's like, I took a pill, saw a problem. I took a pill in Ibiza. Oh, I went to an exotic location to also make me feel good, right? To show Avicii, to show somebody, you don't want to show anybody that you're cool. You don't ever want to show your status. You never want to show that you should be accepted, to show that you should be in a social class. Just go through life being you, and you kind of fall where it may. The chips fall where it may. And to show Avicii, a cool DJ, Tiesto, Avicii, David Guetta, all these guys, to show them I was cool. Horrible. But headspace of a girl, meaning that girls just want to go where the good emotions are and what feels good. The reason why I won that face-off is because I felt better than the other option. That's it. I just felt better than the other option. The girl just did whatever felt good. She just pursued whatever emotions felt good at the moment that just happened to be me. There's no logical sense. She's known me for 4 minutes. She has history with that guy for over 5 years, or known of him for 5 years. There's no logical argument here. Logically, I would be the worst choice to hang out with. But I feel good at the moment. So always pursue the emotions. They will always pursue it. And you just gotta make sure that you feel good. You are the best feeling option. And of course, again, that starts with the feelings you feel inside of yourself.
Back at the bar, come say hi.
Well, 2 seconds, ask my name first, and then maybe I'll come.
All right, that's actually a really good
Yeah,
idea.
have
What's your
manners.
name?
Have manners.
You know, I'm so sorry.
That's a good start. My name's Madison. What's your nationality? Your racial
Polish.
background? What a
I'm an
Polish.
immigrant, my friend.
At that point, she kind of touches my face. I kind of don't like that. In my mind, I'm like, that's kind of disrespectful to kind of just touch my face. But I think, usually I make a big fuss about it, but she kind of does it like in a rough, affectionate way. Like a squeezing of my cheeks, which is okay. I don't like that she's rough about it, but she squeezes my cheek. So as a guy, you gotta kind of always figure out what your boundaries are, what you're willing to accept and not accept. And she was like, yeah, I'm Polish, like that. Like I wouldn't have to accept that at all. But I think she's trying to flirt. She's just kind of aggressive when she flirts, and I understand that's how she is, so I accept it. You have to make your own decision about stuff with girls like that all the time. Boundaries, what you'll accept from them, what you won't accept from them. On dates, when they're talking to you, how rude their sense of humor can be until you don't like it anymore. Every guy has to make that decision, and you'll make those decisions for yourself as time goes on.
You just want me to do this.
I don't know, you're really aggressive. I like to be the aggressive one usually.
I'm not aggressive, actually.
You're very social, you're a social butterfly. You're probably a Virgo or a Leo or some
Leo!
shit. You're a Leo, right?
Leo!
I'm born August 24th, so your birthday's coming up.
August 2nd?
Yeah. Do you want to fly away to Vegas?
I did that last year. I kind of want to go to Hawaii this year.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to take it. I just want to see if you want to go.
Shut up, you know me too well. Like, we don't even have to talk.
So, one of the ways you can always create interest in a girl is by, I'll explain this further in other boss parts, but teasing, baiting, and challenging. Teasing is where you tease her about something, right? You make a joke and you say, you kind of give it and take it back. Baiting is where you make a sentence and you kind of have her choose this, like get involved in the sentence, and you challenge her. That's another one, right? So teasing, baiting, and challenging. I explain this further in boss in greater detail. I won't really go into it right now. But I do this a lot. I do this so that the girl kind of stays emotionally excited by the conversation. So a lot of my conversation with the girl is very boring, like software, and then I'll have some challenges here. So here are the challenges. I'm like, oh, I thought you want to go to Jamaica. I wouldn't take you, of course, but I just want to see if you go, right? It's a little like, you asshole, a little bit of a tease, right? A little bit of a tease. Like she took the bait, and then I pulled it back and teased her a little bit.
No, I have money. I don't need a sugar. I got my sugar.
You're so aggressive. Oh my gosh.
No, please. Okay, I'm gonna go inside.
Ask me for, okay, 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Why you gotta do this? Why?
Because you don't know how to have a normal conversation with a person. There's a
my
build up
friends
and there's a
are
walkout. Okay, we're gonna do numbers and I'll hit you up later.
Okay, listen. No numbers. Just meet me inside.
No. So this is a very interesting part, right? She's like, come inside, come inside. I'm like, no. Why do you think I'm saying this to her?
Make her work for you.
Make her work for me, yeah. Essentially it's that, like, she's kind of been the girl who's ran away twice, and I've already pursued her twice. I want her to meet me somewhere in the middle. Because I know eventually this girl is going to be a pain in the ass. You know, if I end up like hang out with her later on, she'd be like, buy me dinner, take care of me, maybe, or which I don't mind too much, but like, I have to call her, she doesn't call me back. I have to text her first, she doesn't text me back. Chase. I don't want to be the guy that's always chasing, because that's going to make me feel like crap, and then every other girl's not going to like me, because I've chased too much, right? And then that'll get me into that downward spiral of shame and shitty game. So I make the decision here to hold my ground, because I know it's more important to hold my ground than get this girl. I'm never really concerned about getting any particular girl. I'm always concerned about being in alignment. I'm concerned like, does this make me solid and centered as a man? How does this affect me in a week from now? If I chase this girl tonight, how does this affect me tomorrow when my ex calls me back? Do I chase her? If I chase this girl tonight, when she's playing this game and I chase her tonight, tomorrow when something happens, how do I respond? In a week, how do all these chases add up? I never want to be off balance, okay? I think of it as like a soccer game. Imagine you're playing soccer, okay? There's a ball in front of you, and you kick the ball, it's within your range, you hit it, bam, right into the net. Now, if the ball is a little bit too far away from you, and you swing to get it, you're gonna hyperextend, you're gonna pull a ligament, pull a joint, pull your hip, etc. And you can't play soccer after that because you're gonna be injured. I view game the same way. I play game where I'm constantly trying to be in alignment, and I never want to be injured for the next girl. I never want to be fucked up, off balance, pussy, spineless, wimpy, over chasing, overextending. So when I get to the next girl, she's like, I would have liked you, but you're a mess. Right? You guys feel like you do that sometimes? Yeah? Yeah, everybody does that, right? We're chasing so hard that by the time we meet a girl that would have liked us for us, we're all like needy. I never want to do that. So I make the decision here, stay grounded. This girl's gonna be a pain in the ass either way. Stay grounded, hold your own, right? Fight the power, and hopefully it'll work out. I don't know it'll work out because she's going inside. I don't know it. But I trust that if I keep this going, I might not get her, but I'll get a hot girl eventually. I'll get a girl eventually. Maybe not tonight, maybe in a week from now, when I'm holding my shit together, I'll get that girl, okay? You have to trust in that, and trust that if you're doing the right things and managing yourself, you'll eventually get the girl. Maybe not this girl, but a girl of that quality. Because you are committing to being a guy of quality, therefore you will eventually get a girl of quality. No, I don't think so. No. Fuck. I can pull this girl, but I gotta skip all boot camp. Fuck. And look at my face, smiling the whole time, right? I'm like, fuck. You know, I'm like, fuck. I'm not like, fuck, man. Shit. Slide. I'm like, fuck. I'm still happy about my losses. So you can always, here's another thing too about rejection. You always choose how to process the rejection. You always choose how to process that moment, okay? Whenever you do an approach, I want to see you guys be happy, because who the fuck would have the balls to do that, right? Bootcamp student, whenever you come out of approach, I want to ask him to come back and give me a high five just because he did it, just because he's happy that he did it. Rejection does not exist. It's a thing that you make up in your mind. It's a label you put on yourself, which therefore makes you feel like shit, all right? Rejection doesn't exist. You always choose how to feel after it. You can control it with your body, your voice, your facial expressions, make a joke out of it, exaggerate it. Rejection is something that you're always in control of. When I get rejected, I get just as much of a high off of a good set, like a makeout, than I do off of a rejection. I train my brain to do that. You can train your brain to do that too. Get just as much of a high off of rejection as you could off of a makeout, right? You don't need that validation to feel good. You decide to feel good. That's the cool thing about being a man, is that a man is more kind of like centered in his own way, and he can decide what he responds to, and a girl's kind of like at the effect of the environment all the time. But as a dude, you can decide every single time how you want to feel, which is ultimately the coolest power about being a guy. I could do this. I could do this. She's very receptive to me, and she's blowing off. I can do this, but that means I gotta fucking bail on boot camp. My internal coach, I can do this. Like I sound like I have like an RC instructor beside me, and he's telling me, "You can do this. You can do this." But I'm like, "I can do this. I can do this." I literally like brainwashing myself with like positive thoughts, reframing. I'm always my internal coach is always like going. Now this video is cool because in this video I made a decision to express it out loud. But usually I have this stuff going on in my brain all the time. But I just made it the point to express it to the camera so that you as a viewer can experience it with me, what I'm going through throughout the night. But that means I gotta fucking bail on boot camp.
You could have just gone in, half an hour, come out, full.
Yeah, no, the guy's checking for stamps or some shit like that to go inside. I don't know what it's about. He's like not letting anybody inside. I think it's because they closed and you can only go inside it. So the rule here is after two or 2:15, you can only go back inside. They stopped letting a re-entrance in. So I'd have to stay on the street in this area and just keep an eye out for her. Fuck! I can get this girl. How's she look on camera? She looks super hot on camera. Oh, she's pretty hot. Okay, so as I'm talking to this girl who's not very nice, my girl walks through the background. Okay, my girl walks through the back and I catch her as she's walking past me. Oh, there's my girl.
Hey.
So you can't see what happens right here, but what happens is I take her and I try to make out with her in the alley, okay? And it actually backfires on me for many reasons, which I'll explain in the video through virtual Madison. That was a little forward. I kind of did that for the shot. So see what happened there? It didn't work because why? Because I did it because I want to get the shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't even for to get the girl. If I want to get the girl, I actually would slow play and stay with her all night. But I did it to get the shot, and she can feel that I just wanted it. So I wanted to give her something. That's why it didn't work. See, that's what we were talking about before for coaching. Sometimes you coach because you wanted to do the thing for the student or get the shot, and it fucks up your game. That's what that was right there.
I'm too good for you. I just hit a lick, grab it up. Fuck me all in one night.
I want to give you my sincerest.
Sexy.
Thank you, thank you.
She is.
Actually, no, I think she's actually really smart and she's articulate, actually. And she's really perceptive. And she's interested in psychology, and she's an account executive in software. And I'm gay, I'm totally gay.
Are you?
I'm gay as well, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually on my period right now.
Everybody's on our period.
I just
We're
supposed to be
all on our
it's
period.
gotta be a moon
Gay
cycle
doesn't mean
thing.
you get your
A moon
period.
cycle?
It's gotta be a moon cycle or something.
I will fight you.
Definitely. I think you would win.
Are you actually gay?
Thank you.
No, I'm pretty sure he's not.
You're not, but he is.
I have
so
a
that's
feeling.
offensive.
I would be open to my girlfriend if I had a girlfriend and whatever she wanted to do, as long as she's happy long term. I don't really care. You know?
Yeah.
Keep it open-minded. I really apologize. I was so forward there. It's okay to make mistakes. I want you guys to realize it's okay to not be perfect. Whenever something happens and you make a mistake, just take that feedback, just information. I'm not like sad about it. I don't get butthurt. I don't like I'm a bad person. Now she doesn't like me. Now she thinks I'm horrible. I just take the information that I made a mistake and I adjust. That's all pickup is. The process of learning game is information, adjust, information, adjust, information, adjust, information, adjust. That's all you do. Take the information, adjust. It's just feedback. It's data. It's data. You just take the data and adjust. Right? That's all it is. So I take that feedback and I adjust. And I realize that I've done too much. I've kind of was too aggressive, too physical. She wasn't ready for that. And I come back and I apologize right now. And she appreciates the fact that I can apologize and recognize my mistake. That's okay. A man also should be able to apologize. He can apologize with strength. A lot of guys think that apologizing makes you weak because you're surrendering to somebody else or submitting to somebody else. It means that you're not always right. I think that a true man or a guy is able to apologize with strength. He doesn't give up his power when he apologizes. He can say, hey, you know what? I really fucked up there. I noticed that I didn't really do the right thing. I'm open to feedback. Let me know how we can work on this together, right? That would be like, for example, a good business partnership. Let me know how you can work on this together. We have some disagreements, some arguments. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but let me know how we can work this out. I'm open to, hearing your feedback. It's something we did call Crucial Conversations, which is a book and training for people. We did that as a course in RSD. All the instructors did it. In Crucial Conversations, when there's an argument, you walk up to the person and you say, I'm really curious to hear your side of the story. Let me know what your experience was, right? You open up to taking feedback. So when I make a mistake, first thing I do is I don't say, well, you did this too, or say, you fucked up too. I get the feedback of the other person. I say, hey, I apologize. Let me know what I've done. I realize it might have been too fast for you. I have empathy. That's what empathy is. And empathy is also equally important in quality. Not just being alpha, but empathy is important. Because she needs to know if you get home with her in a bedroom, if she says, I'm not ready, you can respect that and have empathy. You can slow it down a little bit, ease back, etc. It's a very, very good quality to have. You can have strength while being empathy. You can have strength while being vulnerable. You can have these qualities. So I'm not saying never be sorry, never show vulnerability. I'm saying show those things, but show them from a strength perspective, right? Show them from a good perspective. Show them from a perspective that you're willing to get better and willing to learn from it. So she sees that. I go back in. I tell some jokes about being gay. Now, does she think I'm gay? Who here thinks that she might think that I'm gay? Like anybody? Was there a 1% chance that she thinks I'm gay? Because I said that I'm gay and I have here. You're gonna be the devil's advocate. Like she thinks I'm gay? Maybe. 1%. Okay. Keep in mind, I just took her into an alley and tried to rape. Edit. Keep in mind, I just took her into an alley and I tried to make out with her and suck on her neck and grab her ass. So she knows that I'm not gay. I'm obviously a guy that makes the move when the opportunity is there. She knows I'm a guy that can pull the trigger. She knows that I'm a guy that can step up. I didn't say this in my words, but I showed it in my behaviors, right? Girls are always watching your behaviors. So through his behaviors, she knows I'm a guy who's not afraid to step up. I'm a guy who's going to take action. I'm a guy that will eventually take my dick out. She knows that. It's a fact. If I'm picking her up and taking her into an alley, she knows if we get alone, I will take my dick out. But I'm also balancing that out with empathy. That's key. I'm balancing out with empathy. I'm balancing out with saying, hey, I'm sorry, I fucked up there. It was a little too much, right? So that balance is important. The balance is important for a healthy male, like a high status, high value guy needs that balance of the two. And I'm demonstrating those characters. So as long as you can demonstrate this stuff to a girl, when I say communicate who you are, it's not the words, but you communicate it in your behaviors, girls will respond a lot more. I really apologize, but I do want to be your friend. Let's be friends. Okay, I'll walk with you just a second. Oops, watch out. And you can also see here that her friends have left me and her to just walk, right? So I've communicated all this in my behaviors in that moment.
Are we gonna go to Gavin's?
Oh, okay.
Good night. Goodbye.
I'm walking somewhere. Bro.
Hold my hand.
Pleasurable hand to hold.
What's up, baby?
Sorry, babe.
Oh shit, we parked in here.
Oh my goodness. Ay caramba.
My what?
I said ay caramba. I like the way, I like the way you dished that guy before. That was pretty fun.
After I did what?
You don't remember? You dished the dude that was on the balcony? That was pretty cool of you. I like that.
Did what?
Oh my gosh. I what? She does not even remember. She does not even remember the guy. Think about this. You're afraid of sometimes doing an approach and the girl remembering you when you reapproach. She doesn't even remember the guy she knew for 5 years. Chances are, when you do an approach, it's good, it's decent. She's not gonna be upset, but oh, this guy's approaching me again. She probably won't even really remember. It's inside the club personality, it's one girl, then there's outside the club personality, which is another girl. And that transition of the two environments, sometimes they don't even remember. You don't remember?
Sorry, say it again.
We were both standing on that balcony, and
Yeah.
you ditched the dude that was you're I know him from high school. You said you lied like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
I couldn't just go in this car with pimps in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Apparently are Arab.
I wasn't surprised. I saw 2 Arabs in Ottawa, period.
But apparently because one of my friends is family's Italian.
Okay.
Doesn't he need the ticket to pay for parking?
Yeah, he does. But it's
Well,
probably
he's
in his
already
car.
paying for it.
No, but it's in his
Justin's
car.
calling me. Holy shit, don't talk.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh, I know
So
you're
wait,
not
how many people are you? 3? Okay, who's the driver?
The guy.
Oh, okay. So I can't go with
gay
you.
guy.
Think I can go with you?
The gay guy.
Think I can go with you guys?
Probably not, honestly.
Oh, really?
I'm not even that kind of girl.
Okay, so here he has here's the resistance card starts, right? Hey, who's driving? The gay guy. Can I go with you? Probably not. Does she like me? Yes. Because we've been through this, like, our relationship has been a story so far, right? This, like, do I want the guy? Do I not want him? He fought for me. He won over the other guy. He made too bold of a move. He apologized. We have this beautiful romantic story now. And also now it's at the end where I have to be persistent. Typically when you pull, even if a girl likes you, she'll say no 2 or 3 times. She'll like resist a little bit 2 or 3 times. Now there's real resistance where she's like, no, you're not fucking coming. No, stop, you can't. No, stop. I don't want to, I'm uncomfortable. That's real resistance, okay? When a girl says that, I back off. But up until now, I can tell there's an attraction with us. We've been flirting about being together, etc. She's kind of into me. So she's gonna give a little bit of logistical resistance, I call it, like, oh, the situation with the guy, and I'll figure it out. You can only get the girl if you solve the logistical resistance, okay? You have to solve the problems that come up. A guy that deserves a girl is a guy that can solve problems, all right? So you gotta solve problems. And also I realized that I haven't even talked to the other people in the group really. So before I get in their car, I gotta like talk to them a little bit, befriend the friends. No, I meant like for food or something, or like get some drinks. I'm down. I want to.
I think we're drinking.
Oh, what do you?
That's okay. Wait, in the back?
The way she does her
That's
thing.
okay. He can park at the
She's like
front.
a Barbie, eh?
Mm-hmm.
She's like a Barbie?
You're so
She is a
cosmetically
Barbie.
put together.
Oh, thank you.
She's like
Aw,
so like.
You know why girls feel so good? Because they pump each other's emotions so good. Like, they don't have internal coaches like I talked about. Like, you're so beautiful. Every guy wants you. If I was a girl, I totally want you. You're so hot. You're so smart. I wish my buddies would be like that. Madison, you're so hot. You're so smart. You're just like, oh my, you have so much going on for you. Look, you're so successful. Like, I wish Steph would call me in the morning and be like, hey, Madison, just want to remind you, like, oh, these girls don't deserve you, bro. They don't deserve you. I would, if I was a girl, I'd totally bang you. Like, I want him to, like, say this to me in the morning. It's like, put us on our call, our morning scrum call. Right? That's why girls feel so good, because the world's always telling them that. That's why they have a delusional sense of reality. But as a guy, you have to be at delusional sense of reality for yourself. Okay, just to like maintain it.
Perfectly proportioned.
Cosmetically put together.
She
I've never
is.
heard
She's like
that.
perfect.
I agree.
I mean, if you like, if a plastic surgeon ever looked at you, like you,
Plastic
they
surgeon?
would be like, you are like perfection. Like they would straight up say that.
Okay, I'll see.
It's so
Come
true.
to my
They'd
house.
be like, they wouldn't
Why don't we
even
just-
touch you because like they know they would only fuck up.
Justin's at my
Yeah.
house.
Ugh,
Hey,
fly.
that's not good.
What is Justin?
I forgot this guy's name. I should get this dude's name. I didn't get your name, man. What? I didn't get your name. I didn't ask. That's my bad. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you guys gonna go grab some food or whatever? I'm down. If anything. Are you guys gonna go grab some food or drink or anything?
I'm
Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Chicken wings, something like that. So I'm just planting ideas. Let's get out of here. Let's go for drinks. Let's go for food. Trying to get out of here, and then eventually me and the girl can hang out, right? I just want to get out of where we are. And again, also I'm talking to the friends, befriending the friends a little bit, and I'm also persisting. But notice I'm not like a threat, right? Guys wonder like, can you be persistent without being a threat? Yeah, you can. I'm persisting, but I'm still being cool about it. I'm not being a threat about it. All right. So that's what you want to do. You want to be very, very sure about your idea of going to do something that's cool. I know the best, blah, 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 in the city. We should go. Let's go for drinks. Come on, you guys coming? Come, guys, it's gonna be so fun. They got this, da, 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 da. Encourage them to come with you, but at the same time, I'm not like aggressive about it. Okay, you can be persistent without being aggressive. Girls like that. In fact, if there's a girl's phone number that you have, you wanna get her out on a date, it's okay to persist, but just don't be aggressive when you do it.
Perfectly proportioned.
Cosmetically put together.
She
I've
is.
never
She's
heard
like
that.
perfect.
I agree.
I mean, if you like, if a plastic surgeon ever looked at you, like
Plastic
they'd be like,
surgeon?
they would be like, you are like perfection. Like they would straight up say that.
Okay, I'll see.
It's so
Come
true.
to my
They'd
house.
be like, they wouldn't
Why don't
even
we just-
touch you because like they know they would only fuck up.
Justin's at my
Yeah.
house.
Ugh,
Hey,
fly.
that's not good.
What is Justin?
I forgot this guy's name. I should get this dude's name. I didn't get your name, man. What? I didn't get your name. I didn't ask. That's my bad. I didn't ask.
Maitland.
Maitland. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Maitland.
I mean, are you guys gonna go grab some food or whatever? I'm down. If anything. Are you guys gonna go grab some food or drink or anything?
I'm
Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Chicken wings, something like that. Well, didn't break my phone. Shit. My iPhone 6. It's okay. iPhone 7s are out now. Yeah. my little boss moment. I was like, cause I knew I was going to be recording boss, and I was like, let me plug the product while I'm in Infield. I'm like, let me say boss. I'm like, yeah, boss.
Yeah, no, she's home.
Okay.
Okay, let's go in. Okay, we're getting in the car.
Okay.
Right now, baby. We'll be there soon, okay?
Can I roll with you guys down the street, Mela?
Okay.
What?
Can I roll with you guys down the street? Okay. Drop your purse.
My purse on the ground.
right.
Thank you. You're so nice.
Okay, scoot in. Nice hat, bro.
Thank you.
Okay. Scoot down. You got a bucket there. I hope that's not for throwing up.
I don't know why.
Boss.
I don't know why.
Stop! Just don't talk to me. You're fucking drunk.
I really appreciate you, by the way. I like your energy and everything.
I know you picked up on it. I saw it right away. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel right now? Are you saying to yourself, you know what? I'm watching this guy talking on a little video. It feels good. He seems positive. He seems like a little educated guy. He seems snazzy. That's great. I really enjoy that. He's well spoken. You're thinking, well, I hate this guy. I hate the way he makes me feel when I hear him speak. No matter how you're feeling right now, that requires some level of awareness, okay? So I want to talk about that. Emotional IQ, emotional intelligence. What does that mean, okay? Now, everybody who's very, very good at pickup or self-development develops some sort of skill at emotional awareness, okay? Right now, the level of experience you have or level of quality results you have in your life is directly limited to how much emotional intelligence you have. And it's a funny thing to think about it, right? You can't be self-actualized before the self. You can't have self-discipline before the self. You can't have self-discovery before the self. You can't have self-improvement before the self. You need a lot of self there. Self is the most important thing. But you have to be aware of yourself, okay? You have to be aware of yourself. And it's so hard to have that because we're not born with it. We're not born with it. We're just born experiencing what we feel. Some people don't even know what they feel. They know that something's wrong. There's a bad something feeling. They don't like it. They can judge it, but they don't know exactly what they feel. They don't know what they're thinking. Let me ask you, personally, have you ever had moments in your life when you felt completely out of control of your own thoughts? It just felt like your mind was just like this container shaking around all these like beans inside or these rocks inside, and you couldn't really control what your thoughts were. It was just bothering you. You woke up and it felt heavy. You went to bed and it felt heavy. You were at school, at work, it felt heavy. No matter what you did, it always felt heavy. And you're like, what's going on inside my brain? I feel so overwhelmed all the time. What's pissing me off? What's happening? You know, there's something happening. You couldn't quite place your finger on it, okay? So that was a lack of awareness you had about yourself, a lack of emotional intelligence you had about yourself. When you become completely aware of yourself and your emotions and your thoughts in your mind, you can then choose how to react to them. You can then, like a boat, like the rudder on a boat, you can choose what direction you want your mind to go, what direction you want your thoughts to go. You're a little bit more in control of yourself and your feelings. You are in the driver's seat, essentially, okay? It's no longer like you're at the response of the stimulus, everything around you just making you feel like you're not good enough, like you don't belong, like you're not secure enough. You're finally in the driver's seat of your brain and your heart and your emotions. Fuck anything else, man. How are you going to affect others, okay, and your situations in your life if you can't even affect yourself yet? So that's step number one, okay? That's step number one. And then after that, step number two is being able to affect how other people feel, being aware of how they feel, being aware of empathy, what their emotions are going on inside them, being aware of their subjective experience. You know, a lot of times on these programs called boot camp, where we bring people out into the clubs, bars, malls in their city, and guys go up to girls and they talk to them, and I'm like, dude, didn't you see how she was reacting? She really liked you. He's like, really? He's like, I had no idea. He has no idea of what the girl was feeling. He's so stuck in his own world, he can't even look at somebody else in their own world, okay? So you have to learn about yourself, learn how you feel in certain situations, learn how you think in certain situations, be aware of it, and you can start to then just understand how other people are feeling in situations, what they're thinking, what they're going through, what their experience is. You'll see it on their face, literally. Everything you need to know about somebody is written on their face, by their expression, their eyes, mouth, ears, nose, everything, how they move them, the pace that they do that, the expression of their voice, their body language, even their choice of words, what they say and what they don't say. But all those are clues, little windows into exactly how they're feeling. And now once you have that, which is step number two, guess what? Step number three is situations. You're able to change situations in your life, be it the cause and not the effect of situations in your life, and be able to direct how you want your life to go. So if there's anybody watching this right now that feels like they're out of control of their life, they're just not in the driver's seat of their life, they just, respond to everything that's happening and nothing really works out the way that they planned, think about where your awareness is, your level of awareness, and what's going on inside you. Essentially, your inner world affects your outer world. So I want you to be in harmony with that inner world, and you can start to kill it and crush it in the outer world. Awareness is the number one key, number one building block in a game. You can't do shit all without awareness. You can't do bumfuck all without awareness. Anybody who is missing awareness has bad game without a doubt. Without a doubt. You can't do buyer-seller dynamic, you can't do freedom from outcome, you can't do statements of intent, you can't do anything without awareness. Awareness is everything when it comes to human interaction. That is like the key thing. Awareness gives you the tools to build on. It's a foundation. It's literally the soil that you can plant your seeds. It's the foundation to your superstructure. It's like everything is based on awareness. When I first started reading The Power of Now, I understood psychological time, I understood why I was doing certain things. I was able to watch myself. When you have awareness, you can look at your behaviors and your actions from a 10,000 foot perspective, and you can watch yourself like a movie on a screen. You're like, oh, look at what I'm doing. That was funny, I did that. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. Why did I do that? Let's not do that again. Got it? Cool. You can make agreements with yourself. It's the coolest thing in the world. When you have that, you're able to be like Neo in the Matrix in a lot of ways, right? So I decided to put this in for you guys because otherwise you're just gonna keep learning more information. You're just gonna keep figuring out what is good game on a technical level, but not be able to actually do it. If you're not aware, you can't execute good game. I was gonna do it anyways. Okay, come, 2 seconds. So now you're doing better because you tried to kiss her a few times. It didn't happen. You're still calm about it. She likes that. She's like, wow, this guy's not getting pissed off. He's not getting affected. He's not getting hurt, or he's not judging himself. So that's good. You won't get every girl, but at least you're making the moves. With this girl, you didn't really make the moves. You kind of half made the moves. Okay, watch. My stack queen?
Hello.
Yeah, be my stack queen. What do you want to say about Washington, D.C.? What do you want to say about it?
It's really pretty, and it's great.
You're in traffic?
Whatever. I feel like amazing. Okay, I want to tell you a secret. Okay, come here.
Tell me a
2
secret.
seconds.
This is weird.
I thought you were sexy as fuck.
You think that? Thank you.
You're sexy as fuck. I want to put a baby in my tummy.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Are you?
Am I really? I don't know. Am I? Dun dun dun. Who are you? Looking at me from across the way so much. Mysterious.
Because you did not say thank you when I said it's beautiful.
I know. I thought you didn't comment to everybody. It wasn't like a personal comment.
It was.
You didn't get to know me.
It was.
Okay.
I was trying to be just nice, for
I see.
Saturday night.
Where are you from, by the way? You have an accent.
What?
Are you from Kentucky or Connecticut?
Where?
Well, you don't have a Washington accent. What accent do you have? What is that?
I don't know.
I feel like there's some cows, a tractor involved, maybe. Smallville.
You never know. It might be just hidden in there.
I see. I got you.
I got you.
I got you. It was nice to meet you.
It was.
Oh, you're
also
interesting.
nice. Yes. Who was that? I feel like I'm flying.
You are.
I feel like people are. Oh my god. People see my butt. I'm up there. Why are you touching my butt?
Yeah, you're still a little too. You overgame at some parts, and then when a girl's hot and she's not completely receptive, you're too passive. You just gotta find the balance, the middle. That's what it is. It'll come in time. It's just calibration thing. Your moves are good. It's calibration, and your leading is a little bit off. With awareness, the benefit is you'll never have to wonder why an interaction went bad. You'll be aware of yourself. You'll be aware of the girl, and you'll never wonder why an interaction went bad. You'll always know what you did right, and you'll always know what you did wrong. That is the key to awareness. Your brain and the mind is a tool. What happens when your brain gets over stimulated or out of control, you start to feel bad. Your thoughts are just going crazy all over the place. But don't feel bad about the fact that your brain's working, right? You have a brain, You have a mind. The thoughts are the things in the mind. The mind is working great. Don't try to control the thoughts. Thoughts are there, they're good, they're bad, let them come, let them go. But your mind is there. Anyways, your mind's working great. Sometimes it's a little hard for us. We try to turn off our mind. You know, you go to bed at night and you have like a million thoughts racing through your head. You're like, I gotta do this tomorrow, gotta do that tomorrow. It's frustrating me, it's pissing me off. And you think about stuff too much. And the thoughts start to stress you out. You're like, I'm so out of control of my head. Right? You ever had that? You ever had it where maybe you were like on a dance floor at a club, right? You go to a club, you do a dance floor game. You're like, you ever felt overwhelmed at a dance floor, right? You just don't know what to do. You're just overwhelmed. There's too much going on. That's you trying to control your thoughts. Don't control your thoughts. Just let them exist. Let them just be there. But watch them. Watch them come in and out of your brain. Watch them come in and out of your mind. But don't try to control your thoughts, all right? So once you're able to then watch and control your thoughts, then the next level is you can start to manage yourself, as Peter Drucker would say. Manage oneself. Game mastery is really self-mastery. That's all it really is. Pick a mastery is self-mastery. You manage your thoughts, or you manage yourself, your emotions, and then your actions change. So I'm never like really overthinking it. I was like, oh, I'm nervous. That's interesting. Let's go. Oh, I'm having an anxious thought. Should I wrestle with it? Should I go back and forth? Well, let's go. Let's go do the approach anyways. You know the expression of the coward dies 1,000 deaths? That's when you have a thought in your mind, you judge it, it goes away, it comes back, you judge it. You judge yourself for the fact that you're having the thought. You feel guilty for the fact that you're having the thought. You feel bad about the fact that you're having the thought. You feel confused and lost because you're having thoughts about thoughts. And it's this fucking downward spiral of thought madness, okay? That's why they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. How easy would it be for you to actually just go and do the approach versus the decision fatigue, this mental torture you have inside? Just going for it would be way easier. So those are kind of the 3 levels of self-awareness you can have, right? You can have that basic awareness where you're feeling something, you're aware of it. An awareness where then you did manage yourself. And there's a 3rd level of awareness where you're influencing others and you see how other people are feeling. You see how other people are managing their emotions. So even to be an RSC instructor, it's really just you go on a boot camp and you watch how these guys are managing their emotions and you try to teach them how to manage it. So I'm aware of myself, how I feel. I'm also kind of aware of how they feel on a moment-to-moment basis. I'm like, okay, how are they feeling? Are they getting it? What's their physiology telling me? Are they like tightening up? Are they nervous? Are they shy? Are they ready to go? Are they smiling? I watch them. I watch what their internal processes are as they're in the club. That helps me also gain girls as well, right? Because how's that help you pick up? What's the payoff? The payoff is see those girls at the club, and I can tell those girls in all those videos you saw were getting pissed off with the dudes they were with, pissed off with their friends. I just chilled out. I had awareness of them. So emotional intelligence is really this skill that allows you to make your life better, manage your own, your own mind from racing, and also helps you to relate to people as well because you know what they're feeling. Because it's so hard to read people if you're lost in yourself. I mean, it's a challenge to really look at somebody and say, what's that person's experience? What are they experiencing right now? Subjective experience, we call that, by the way. So what's a person going through? What's the emotions that they're feeling? It's hard to tell it if you're so caught up in the bullshit of your own mind and all these like doubts and stuff, the emotions of your own mind. It's so hard to do it. So you can't get to that step until you first clear out yourself. You got to flush out your own mind a little bit. All right. So by the way, pause for edit there. By the way, I still don't have those thoughts completely gone. I still have the same thoughts that you guys have. Does that surprise you? Do you know that approach anxiety never goes away? Do you guys know that? You look fucking devastated. Shit. You're like, dude, I like how you're writing it, but you kind of just looked up. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, there's no end result where it goes away. There's no grand victory that I get. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Looking to run across that finish line, it's gone. Approach anxiety is gone. It never goes away. It never goes away. I still get it sometimes. If I haven't gone out in 2 weeks, I'm like, oh man, I want to go out. Shit, damn it. And that guy, Steph, he'll push me into a set. I'm like, oh, damn it. He'll literally go. And then they'll tease me like, you're an RSD instructor. I'm like, damn it. Fuck, pressure. They kind of tease me and fuck with me that way. It never goes away. But I still have a social anxiety So like sometimes I won't have approach anxiety, I'll have a social anxiety. Social anxiety is like I'm shy all day, I'm in the house, I've been working, whatever, I don't really want to go out. I go out, it's weird to talk to strangers. Every time I have a speech, I do a speech like this, I have a little bit of a social anxiety, you know, because I'm in my hotel room, I'm like passing out, like I wake up, take a shower, eat something, it's like now I'm on stage in front of 100 people. That's weird and sudden. There's no warm up for that, you know, it's just like in my face. So that's a social anxiety. I always had that. Now, Julian has a really great line he used to say. It's like, could you do it if you had a gun to your head? The answer is yes. Now, why does that work?
There's no other option.
That's part of it. There's no other option. Huh? Your life, murder, your life is on the line. That too, but there's another one too.
Because it's more emotionally powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's more painful to get shot in the head.
It is, but there's no actual gun. There's no real gun. The reason why it works is because it changes your perspective. You get out of your little bullshit world of, oh my goodness, is she gonna like me? Is she gonna hate me? Like the guy that did the Kevin Hart joke before. No, oh my gosh, right? Is she gonna love me? Is she gonna hate me? To bigger problems, bigger problems. You reframe it, basically. You reframe it. So, you know, a good way to get out of your own mind is to reframe it sometimes, right? Like some people say, I'm so depressed, I'm so upset. Okay, go volunteer in a soup kitchen and see people that have bigger problems than you, and then all of a sudden your problems aren't as important anymore. You know, your problems are still there, but change the perspective. So the idea is you're never actually getting rid of your problems. You never get rid of approach anxiety. You never get rid of the fear of being rejected. You never get rid of the fear of not being accepted. Those still exist, but you just look at them in a different perspective. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, in the grand scheme of stuff, I really want to learn. This is part of learning. Bring it on. Bring on the rejections. It's part of learning. As long as I can take feedback from the rejections, not get blowed out all the time, bring it on, right? Your perspective changes. Because your perspective changes, you will do better, okay? Those things never change. There's always gonna be a girl that breaks up with you, man. There's always been a girl that breaks your heart. There's always gonna be a girl that you treat well. There'll be less of it, but there'll always be a girl that you treat well and she, you know, gets with another guy. C'est la vie. That happens. It means let it be. That's the life in French, by the way. C'est la vie. It's French. That'll happen. And you don't get pissed off about it. You just like, roll with it, man. Just roll with it. Okay? So that's emotional intelligence. I want you to build that emotional intelligence for yourself, that self-knowledge. What is awareness? Awareness is just the ability to watch one's own thoughts or to understand oneself in a real time. Moment to moment, second to second. That's what it is. Who's it for? Absolutely for everybody. It's not just for those who want to be spiritually enlightened, okay? Awareness is for every single person that exists. The fact is that a lot of people in our day-to-day society, a lot of the issues that come from even jail and crime and rape and violence and cheating and all these things happen because of a lack of awareness. Now, if you have awareness, it doesn't completely make you have a superpower where you can do anything in the world, but it does let you understand what's happening to you, what you are going through, and you become aware of your own experience, all right? So that's the first thing. Now, when is awareness useful? All the time, all the time. There's moments where you're gonna sit down, we're gonna do an exercise later on, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna understand these exact moments of awareness. But on top of that, the key thing is you'll be able to go back to that stillness in your life whenever you need it, okay? It's a trained habit, it's a trained skill, and you can use it on a moment-to-moment basis when you find it to be useful, okay? How are you gonna do this? We're actually gonna start programming your brain so that this happens automatically, right? At first, there'll be a skill that you have to actually practice and do, like walking or riding a bike, but eventually it's something you do automatically. Right now, when you walk and you wanna go somewhere, you don't think to yourself, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You'll be able to just do it when the moment is required of it, when it comes up, when it's a good time to do it. That's how it works with awareness. You don't have to think about it. Well, in the beginning, actually you do. You gotta think about it in the beginning, and then eventually you don't have to think about it, okay? So what can awareness help you to understand? How is it a useful tool? I'm gonna give you an example here, all right? The example is meat. That's it, meat. Let me ask you a question. Does meat exist? Does it exist? You're thinking to yourself, Madison, that's a stupid ass question, right? Meat exists. I go to a restaurant, I eat meat. I enjoy shopping for it. Maybe you're vegan, you don't, and you're like, I don't eat meats. You know, the word exists. Of course meat exists. But I want you to use your awareness skill for a second. No matter what level you're at, try to understand this for a second, okay? You might not grasp it right away, but in time it'll make sense. Meat doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Meat is a construct of the mind. How do I know that? Because I'm aware of what the word meat means to my mind. What is meat? Meat is just flesh. That's what it is. It's the body and it's flesh. And therefore, after that, the mind constructs a label and calls it meat. Maybe it makes us feel safer when we call it meat. Maybe it makes us feel guilty from saying animal flesh, right? Cow liver. Excuse me, I like one of the cow livers, please, at a restaurant. How would that make you feel? Or you say to yourself, excuse me, I'll have that heart of that, that pig or whatever the fuck it is, right? You wouldn't feel good saying that. So what do? Their mind constructs this word called meat to make us feel better about the fact that we're eating animal flesh, the fact that we've killed an animal, okay? Now, I don't say this to be rude or crude or to insult you in any way. I say this so you recognize the reality of it. You recognize that your mind is always assessing situations and things and labeling them. You're probably not even aware of that process that your mind has automatically. But through awareness, you can break that down. It'll make more sense to you. And you can also apply that awareness to various areas of your life. Think about this. Awareness will help you have objectivity. Now, why is objectivity important? As you go through your life, everything that you think and you feel, you only know it through your eyes, through your experiences, right? You know stuff through how you were raised, where you grew up. You know stuff from how you felt in the moments. But that objectivity is very important because objectivity allows you to take a step back and look at situations that you're experiencing through another point of view, okay? What is truth? Truth is what you experience, but other people have truth as well because they experience different things. So everything you go through, you want to be able to take a step back and look at it with objectivity, okay? It's almost like they say that 30,000 view. In the moment of your life, stuff might feel great. Having sex without a condom. In the moment of your life, you might feel stressed out about a situation. What is suicide? When somebody wants to commit suicide, they're lacking that objectivity. They feel something in the moment, they feel desperate, lost, no way out. But if they were able to look at it from a 30,000 feet point of view, they'd say, you know what, maybe actually I will be better in 10 years. Maybe there's something else I can do. Maybe I can move from my fucking city and these problems wouldn't follow me around anymore. So that's what I want to really give to you. I want to give you that objectivity so you can look at situations and say, this is how I feel in the moment. However, I can feel different later. I can think and behave later. You can look at yourself critically. And that's an irreplaceable skill in life and in business. Now, why is that objectivity important? As far as I can tell, it's only for one reason, okay? That objectivity will allow you to look at your internal obstacles. That's all really this is. Pickup, self-development, it's all about internal obstacles. Self-development is like you're taking an obstacle and you're developing through it. You're overcoming the obstacle. Pickup is learning success with women, overcoming external obstacles and your internal obstacles. So the more perspective you have on yourself, the better you're able to overcome those obstacles and get through them. That's it. That's it. So it's a skill or it's a paradigm shift in order for you to look at those obstacles a little bit differently and get past those internal obstacles, okay? When it comes to awareness or social and emotional learning, there's two ways to go about it, right? You're gonna learn this awareness in two ways. You're either gonna learn it by socially, you look outside at the outside world, you're looking at them, you're saying, okay, this is what's happening in my situation. I'm becoming aware of like my environment. Things are happening that I don't like how this happens. I'm out of control of this. This makes me feel a certain way. That's how you learn socially. But you can also have awareness emotionally, which is inside awareness. You are aware of what you're thinking, right? Up here, bam. What you're feeling in here. What your body is telling you. Is your body tense? Is your fist tense? Are your shoulders tense? Is your breathing shallow? Do you have a back pain all the time? Right, for your muscles being clenched all the time like this. So there's a lot of ways to get this awareness. You can get it from socially, physically, or emotionally, okay? And this awareness always tells you how you feel. It tells you more about yourself. and that becomes your education. Therefore, what it is really in reality, okay, when you think about it, is all these things are non-verbal clues. Everything is a non-verbal clue. The awareness of your environment, society, the awareness of your emotions, the awareness of your body. They're not like words that are written down to tell you how you feel, but they're non-verbal clues into how you feel. Non-verbal clues into what you're experiencing. Non-verbal clues into what you're feeling. Non-verbal clues into your own mind and your own experience, okay? They're clues all around. So now, imagine this. You have all these fucking clues, right? You have all these clues now. Like, what are you gonna do with it? I know I'm fucked up and I'm aware that I'm fucked up. Or I know I eat too much cake and I can't stop eating too much cake. I know when I get in the club and I get stressed out and I get freaked out and I'm stressed out and I'm freaked out, what do? I know this now, right? If you become a little more aware of it. And what I'll say to you is this. It helps you control your impulses. So typically in your life, you have a trigger, something that triggers an emotion. And I'll talk about this more in detail a little later on. You have a trigger, something that triggers an emotion. You go through the emotion and you react. It's like boom, boom, boom. You're out of control. You're just autopilot responding. Now, if you have a little bit of awareness, if you practice awareness, okay, what happens is this. You have the trigger and you see it. You catch it. You see it from that 30,000 point of view point, okay? And you're able to interrupt your impulses. Very key. Interrupt your impulses, okay? I'll say it again. Interrupt your impulses. You're always going to have those impulses. They're always going to come up. They're always going to catch you off guard. You might catch 95% of them if you're fucking lucky, if you're a monk or something like that. The average person might catch 50, 40. That would be amazing if you practice this very well. You might catch 10 or 20. But either way, it improves the quality of your life because you're catching those impulses. And then, the most amazing thing, I don't even know what this is fucking called, but you have a moment of decision on how you react to that impulse. You have a moment where you can just stop and think to yourself, how do I choose to react to this impulse? And there's lots of times throughout your days this is going to happen. Give you an example, realistic example, okay? On the way over here, I'm getting critical phone calls. I'm getting phone calls from 2 guys, 2 girls, lots of high pressure drama situations. And I realize I'm feeling a little anxious. I'm aware of it physically. I'm aware of my breathing. I'm aware of my emotions. So what do I say to the film guys? I'm like, well, listen, I need 10, 20 minutes. I'm just gonna go meditate for a bit, right? I had enough awareness to realize what my experience was, take a moment, see what I'm feeling, observe what I'm feeling, observe the situation within me, outside of me, observe how my body is responding, and choose the response, okay? And choose the response. So that awareness allowed me to have the impulse control to just, freak out, right? Just freak out. That's the benefit it provides. You might have heard the story of that guy that always comes home, a typical dude always comes home and he gets mad. Instead of punching the wife, he kicks the dog, right? Or you have that feeling to cheat on your spouse, you don't even know why, but you want to cheat on her, right? You have that thing you see at the store, you walk by and you feel like you need to buy that thing in order to feel better. You need to buy it. You want to buy it. Something about it says, buy it, buy me now. The button probably says, buy me now, right? The sign says, buy me now. And you want to buy it. And you're like, whoa. But imagine the power that you would have in your life, the freedom you would have in your life if you had the ability to just control your impulses a little bit better. So, in conclusion, the main walk away from this little chat we're having here is this, all right? Awareness will allow you to have control of your emotional temperament. Not only that, but your emotional temperament can be changed. Emotional temperament being you feel an emotion, you have a temper, you have a response. You can get away in that. You can get in the way of that and cut it off. You can change it. There's a choice. There's an active decision that you can make. Now, you're not even aware of the possibility of making that decision now. It's like I'm describing, magic to you. But it's something that you can absolutely do. And it can dramatically change the quality of your life. But the main walk away from here is that temperament can be changed. It exists. So that's the first part, awareness of it being existing. and B, the awareness that you can change it. So here's your assignment, okay? Here's your homework right now. This is the mission we're gonna do together, but we're gonna do these missions together a little bit later on as well, okay? So this will be a reoccurring mission. I want you to try this for a few days. A few days. I want you to commit to it before I even tell you what it is, okay? As your mentor in training, I want to tell you what this mission is and then have you commit to it anyways. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, every day, 10 minutes a day, if you can get to 10 minutes. You might only be able to start with 5. That's fine. But every day, for about 3 or 4 days, okay? 5 minutes, then 10, build up to 15 if you can. I want you to sit in the chair. Chair just like this. Might not have an armrest here. Might just be a regular chair. Not a stool, one with a backing, hopefully. I want you to sit in the chair. And I want to demonstrate what I want you to do. I want you to sit in the chair, and I want you to not move your body. Not a finger, not a toe, not a knee. If you have a scratch, you do not scratch it. If you have an itch, you do not itch it. I want you to just sit in the chair. Now, there's several levels of awareness, right? There's awareness of your mind, socially, your environment. We talked about that as well. And there's awareness of your body. We can't even start with mind awareness yet. You're not there yet. You're not ready for it yet, okay? So we're gonna start at the ground level. You already have control of your body, so we're gonna start with awareness of your body, okay? You are aware of your body somewhat already. You know when you're sick, you know when you feel pain, you know when you're hungry. So what I want you to do is sit in that chair for 5 minutes at first. Build up to 10 if you can. And do not move your body. Breathe normally, okay? You can look wherever you want to in the room. It's absolutely fine. Prefer you look straight forward. And just don't move. Your mind can go anywhere, okay? Your mind can race around. Your mind can think of thoughts. Your mind can think, this is stupid. Your mind can think, this is great. Your mind can think, how am I gonna do this every day? I don't care what your mind thinks. Your mind is not the goal right now. Your mind is free to roam. We're just focusing on awareness of your body. So you sit in this chair and you don't move. And you recognize the impulses of your body. Recognize the impulse for you to want to move your leg. Recognize the desire for you to want to move your shoulders. The desire for you to want to get up. The itch on your heel. The tag of your shirt that's new, scratching your abs, right? Recognize the experience of your body, and that's it. Just recognize the experience of your body. Observe the experience of your body. And do nothing about it. There is nothing to do. Just observe. Just be aware. All right? So that is your homework. And once you've done that for 3 or 4 days, I want you to continue to the next awareness video. My belief is this, okay, and I actually heard this from Luke a little while ago, is that good game happens when you stop caring about the things that don't really matter. You have all this noise in your head, all these things going on in your mind, and for some reason, you think it matters. And it distracts you, it blinds you from when you actually go and talk to people or interact with them. In effect, you could even say that it neuters you, okay? It neuters you. You're born with everything that you need, right? You're born literally the birth king of a generation. For you to even be here, your dad's sperm, like legit, your dad's sperm had to like fight off all these other sperms and get to the egg. Not only that, but your dad had to beat a whole bunch of other suitors that wanted to be with your mother. And you're so fortunate to even be alive in this generation. Some countries, children out of a litter of children or a bunch of children that are born to a mother, most of them die, okay? So you're so fortunate to even have this opportunity to even be here. Now, what I think about is I say to myself, here you are, a man, in all respects, a normal man, right? You have your man parts and you have your man desires and your hormones. But for some reason, you can't express them. Your natural instincts have been neutered, okay? So I think, to me, game, or even being a man, what it means is that you have the right emotional response to the right situation. That's it. That's my definition of game, by the way. Having the right emotional response to the situation. So You know, when somebody crosses the boundary that you have, do you hold the boundary? Do you stay firm in it? When somebody pisses you off, do you think your way through getting angry and reacting and then choose a proper response? All these things. Now, your natural instincts have been neutered because of society. It told you, don't express who you are. You got punished for being who you are. You got told that whoever you want to be when you come to express yourself with women is not appropriate. You are not the guy that deserves the girl, so don't do it. That's a shame. It's a fucking shame, man. Because now you have this belief that you aren't who you think you should be. You have a belief that you're not everything you could be. And it kind of eats you up inside. I feel you because I've been there. I've been through that same situation, you know? I think a lot of it happens when you see a girl. You see that perfect girl that you dream about. You see her walk down the street. What is your first reaction? Not your behaviors, but your first innate reaction in your soul. When you see her with that flowing hair, she has that grace and elegance about her. She has that bright smile and her eyes are glowing. She's just screaming femininity. What is your actual reaction? What is your desire at that moment? I'm guessing it's wow. It's kind of like the Bugs Bunny cartoons when like the animated character has like the eyeballs that pop out for a second, or you feel like your jaw just kind of slammed down to the floor. You have that reaction inside of you. You can't explain what it is, but it's like a hormonal, like DNA level reaction. You say, wow, that's the girl for me. I have to meet her. I want to see who she is. I want to have babies with that girl. Like, she just astounds me. I want to mate with her, right? And then what happens? There's a moment where you feel that, as quick as you feel that, you forget it. It gets cut off right away. And you don't allow yourself to express what you're feeling. You start thinking to yourself, I'm not good enough for her. You start thinking to yourself, she's out of my league. You start thinking to yourself, I don't know what to say, etc., etc., etc. Now let me ask you a question. Just a moment ago, a few moments before that, you had this really, really strong desire to go speak with her, to be a part of her life, to find out who she was and what she was all about. And then for some reason, got completely cut off. Now, does that seem to make any kind of rational sense to you? Let me ask you that question. My guess to that answer is you say no. Your answer to that question would be no. So if that's not your natural response, what happened? What happened? And more importantly, what can we do about it? So when I was on my pathway of boyhood to manhood, I decided to tap into my real desires. I wanted to find out how to express my real desires, to be honest and pure and true about my real desires and not hold them back. When you're able to do that, the way that women respond to you is like no other. You virtually say nothing. They virtually just look at your eyes and they sense that you're being honest. You're being authentic with them. Because not only with them, but you're being honest with yourself. And when you can reach that level, everything's just magic, man. It just flows. You know, I remember times in my life when I couldn't express who I really wanted to be as a guy. I couldn't figure it out. I remember I had a girlfriend one time, and that girlfriend, you know, she kind of paid no attention to me. I was so hurt and so confused that I would just say I had to be more of a man for her. So what did I do? Well, I went to the fucking gym. I went to the gym and I just gymmed up. I gymmed up, man. I got natty. I fucking worked out like crazy. I actually weighed about 15 to 20 pounds more than what I weigh right now. A pure muscle, nothing but muscle. And, you know, I thought that was it. I was like, if I'm more masculine, she will love me. This outward masculine. Guess what? She didn't have sex with me at all. That was a horrible relationship. And I got so hurt, so upset that I took about 15 or 20 pieces of paper and I wrote all the bad things she said about me and I put them on the walls, all around, everywhere. And I waited for her to get home and I said, see, this is how you make me feel. This is what you're doing to me. And it just, I had to get it out, but it really didn't help the situation at all, you know? Needless to say, that relationship didn't work out. But I learned something from that situation, right? I learned that I need to find a better way to deal with my feelings. Because working out wasn't gonna make me more manly. Being more jacked, more handsome wasn't gonna work. And of course, yelling at the girl didn't work. So how could I work through this frustration? So I purposely went and surrounded myself with dudes that were very natural at this. I read a lot of books about male development. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, Iron John, Fire in the Belly. So many. Surround myself with mentors, guys that were 70 years old, that had that swagger, right? They had been through life, they'd done it all, seen it all, and they no longer thought about these little, they no longer had these thoughts in their head that to distract them. They got rid of these little thoughts. These thoughts that made them think that whatever little bullshit they were thinking about was important. And they got rid of it. So I was able to identify with their level, their way of thinking, their way of viewing themselves, their way of viewing what's important, their way of viewing the big game here, the end goal game. So when you see that girl, my advice to you is don't think about not having the right thing to say. Don't think about yourself not knowing what to do or her rejecting you. Think about what kind of guy you want to be. Because ultimately, you're not playing for anybody else in life. You're playing for yourself. You're on a team of one. It's maybe like you and your mom. That's your biggest fan, but that's about it. Team of one, right? So you gotta ask yourself, what kind of guy do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? How do you want to live your life? Like, values are like the lost currency of the world. Nobody has values anymore. And values are so important. As a dude only, as a man, values are important to you. Right now, as a young man. If you're a woman, you get older, values are also important, but they're much more important as a young man. Because as a young man, life is gonna be like an ocean. It's gonna toss you side to side. It's gonna toss you to the left, toss you to the right. It's gonna beat you up, it's gonna reward you, it's gonna make you feel like you're enough, like you're not enough. It's gonna do all these things to you, just flip you around like a boat in the ocean, man. And if you don't have values, you can't stay straight to what your core is. So you need to figure out what your values are as a man, all right? When you figure out what your values are as a man, your whole fucking life changes. Because you'll do things that are good for you according to the way you want to do them. It's like running track and field. A guy who runs a good race, the guy who usually wins the 100 meters, is a guy who just doesn't look to the left and look to the right too much. It's the guy who able to just run his own lane, his own course, his own race. The idea of values really, it changes the way you run game completely. So right now you do pickup and you're like, let me see what works. Yes? Yes. Let me see what works. Let me see what the girl likes. Do you like that? Do you like this? 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 Do you like it when I'm like this? What about like this? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Chase. Energy. Tired. Go home sad. All right? That's what happens when you don't have values. When you have values, when you're a man of your own code, you figure out what your code is, what you want to walk through the world, how you want to treat others, how you want to think about yourself. Then what happens is your game flips completely. Your game flips where you are now at the cause of every situation and not the effect. Your game flips where the girl says something and you decide if you like it or not. Okay? The girl flakes and you decide if you're going to give her another chance for a second date or not. Okay? The girl is a brat to you, and you decide if you're going to continue to play that game with her, or you're going to shut it down completely. So what happens is she sees you're a guy that has values. A guy that has values is a guy of value. You know, artists, you're like, how do you have value? Have values. Give value. Have values. You got to think this shit through. And if you have values, then you are a guy of value. And the girls recognize that. Like, oh, he's that guy. He's the guy that has value. Oh, okay, he's the guy that has values. He's doing things the way he wants to. He's doing it because he wants to. He's not just going up and talking to girls and running game because he feels like he has to do it this way. He's talking to me this way because he wants to. Good example. When I talk to a girl, a lot of times I say, hey, I'm very upfront and direct. I don't bullshit around. I'm very respectful at the same time. Can you handle that? All right? I'm not running a screening technique. I'm literally saying these are the values. This is the way that I live my life. Can you deal with this type of guy? If yes, we can make beautiful music together type of situation. We'll get along great. But if you can't, then it's not going to work out. Okay? So it was so hard for me to put this in the box because everybody has different values, and I had to come up with a system for you guys to figure out what your own values are. I want you guys to be able to figure out who you are. I don't want to make Madison 2.0s. I don't want to make Tyler 2.0s. I want to make you 2.0. All right? And once you have values, everything kind of just falls into place. And you have literally a foundation to build all of your other life skills on. Okay? It lets you just excel. So I encourage you guys to think about, not just today, but later on, what are the values? What kind of guy do you want to be? Who do you want to be? If you're like somebody's going to write like a short 10-sentence biography on you, what is that biography going to look like? What is that mission statement going to be? Your mission statement to yourself. What's that going to look like? What's that going to be? My game is completely organic. It's not forced. It's like it's me just literally showing up and being me. Same way I'm doing this presentation, I'm showing up and I'm being me, and that's like good enough, you know, because it's different as well. So once you have values, you can automatically start to have honor. Now, honor is this crazy fucking concept, man. Honor was like important for the last, like, I don't know, 5,800 years of recorded history in humans, or something like that. Like, honor was important. Somehow it's not important anymore. I think honor is a trait that guys have. Women don't really have it. I think they have like maternal instincts, which can be confused as honor, but honor is like a decision that like, every guy has, right? If you look at like, you know, if you're from cultures like Japanese cultures, or you're from some other cultures, Asian cultures, Spanish cultures, some African cultures, honor is a really, really big thing. It's like, you have disgraced my family. This is all about honor. So honor was a big thing to do, but for some reason we lost it in this generation. Honor is one of these things where like, you literally can connect with the history of your ancestors and what it means to be a man if you have honor. Now, I will say that honor in today's world is kind of like bullshit. You know, there's guys that had the banking systems, was it Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Goldman Sachs, and the Merrill Lynch. They had no honor at all. So honor is kind of misplaced in the system, but you have to, this world, but you have to still have it for yourself. Okay, I went through this process when I hung out with these older dudes. I developed the concept of honor. I developed the concept of like, if somebody asked me to do something that was against my code or my values, I wouldn't do it. Okay, sometimes I'm even asked to make business decisions that would, you know, make me more money, but I say no to them because they're against my honor. The idea of keeping your honor is that it builds your integrity. You know you did some shit that was hard to do, you stayed true to your values, and a week from now you get stronger. Every time you keep your honor, you get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. You don't feel like a leaf in the wind anymore. You don't feel like a guy that's just like, you know, spineless. You feel like, I have something going on for me that I believe in. And it changes your game completely, because you walk up with the girl, you're not doing the eye contact technique anymore, you're doing the I'm a guy who's stayed true to himself for a long time technique, which is completely different. Completely different, you know? Have you guys seen the infield that I have of lately? It's this girl it's like a video came out last week. The girl I walk up to and she's like totally racist to me. Yeah. Have you guys seen that one? No. Okay, this one infield. This girl's like, I hate you, da 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 da. She's like insulting me, and then I eventually just walk up to her 4 times. She's like, okay, yeah, because she sees like I'm a guy who has integrity to himself. I don't flinch. I'm not affected by anything. You know, when I go home with a girl who's racist, no. But guys are like, I can't believe it. You just let girls talk to you like that. I did that video because I wanted to show you guys a dynamic. I wanted to show you guys like what happens in reality, out in the real world, in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to show you guys all that. So because of that, I wanted to show you guys that I could stay in that set. But that happened because of honor. That happened because I had integrity to myself. That happened because I had values and I would not shake. You know, there's a great book on that called The Way Superior Man by David Data. It talks about you are the tree and the woman is a squirrel running around the tree. She's always going to try to keep you unsteady and shake you off. But the more you can stay on your ground, you have that inner game solid, the more she reacts to you and the better your results get. Listen, I hate it. And then I'm just trying to just mind my own business. All these weird guys in the street.
Where's the money?
And none for you.
It's black? Oh, it's racist.
Yeah.
It's racist.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Just get cheat. Fine. Go. And you would fight all the time, not get along, because you would think you're right all the time, and I'd just like have to just me and you.
Yeah. Punch me because you're black, right? Because you're black.
So
Am I
racist.
racist now?
You are.
Yeah. Okay,
you are.
Good. Go home. Go cry about it.
I'm homeless. I'm black, of course, right?
Go cry.
I am.
Cry about it.
Don't worry.
Go
One.
cry about it. Bye. You're not saying, oh, she's racist.
I want segregation.
I that guy was talking shit about me.
You
I
stay.
teach him a lesson.
Oh my goodness.
I
saw you.
I bet deep down, like on Christmas morning, when your parents come, you're just a nice, soft little girl. You put on this hard front exterior. I know.
No, listen.
What am I gonna do with you?
You need cap because you're black and you can use that. Black Lives Matter.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I just want to take you.
No, it's not.
Have you seen Morgan Freeman ever try to get a cab? Here, I'll show you how to do it. Watch. Come.
Babe,
You're like slowly kind of like not as bad as I thought you would be.
I'm not. I'm a nice girl.
I know.
You judge me.
You judge me.
No, you judge me.
Hug it out. Okay. Hug it out. You protect me, would you?
Yeah, I'll protect you. Don't worry, I got you.
My guardian angel. Got it.
Yeah.
What's the name? What is the name? Do we want to do names? I don't know. Do we want to keep it mysterious?
Let's keep it mysterious.
Yeah. That way, you can't find me for child support.
Oh, I love that. So you just fuck me and then just come at me and get me pregnant? And then go to
It's a modern 20th century romance, like the Tinder romance, where like, you know, the guy just hooks up with you at least. Listen, all those guys that you know, they want to be your boyfriend so badly. I would not even get you a wet rag after. I would even get you a glass of water after.
Hello, bro.
She took matters into her own hands. And you thought she was the weakest one.
Did she actually?
Yeah, she's like, I'm going home.
You're lying. She got in the cat.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Truth. What are you through now? Food?
No, she's right there.
Oh. Okay.
But like a guy that has honor, when people are mean to him, he just kind of knows, don't worry, they're not ready yet. They're not ready to meet a cool person. I have the best intentions in mind. I mean well. Eventually they'll figure it out. Eventually they'll realize that I mean well. They'll come around eventually because I do mean well. So you stick true to it. You stay true to it, you know? So that's why when I go up to sets and they don't go bad. So most guys, this is the thing. Most guys, yourselves, probably, if you go up to a girl and the set goes bad, you think to yourself, oh, I did bad. I got rejected. She doesn't like me. My psychology about it is I go to a set and it doesn't go well. I think, she's not ready. Don't worry, I mean well. Eventually this will flip around. Stay in there. They need you to stay in there. They need you to stay in there. They need you to have hope. They need you to stay strong so they can eventually meet the cool person they want to meet. They're just not ready for it yet. You know? They're just not ready for it. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking I got rejected. I think, they don't know yet. Your level of success is directly related to your belief. Okay? I first discovered this when I was trying to roll up on like really, really stunning girls. I'm like, I think I should have her. What's my real belief? No. My real belief was no, I don't think I should have her, right? Like I pretended I should, but my belief wasn't there. I wanted the girls, I wanted success with women, I wanted all these other things, but I didn't believe that I should. Deep down I was told, you're not cool enough. You know, I believe that I wasn't cool enough. I believe that those women were out of my league. I believe that, you know, I didn't belong in the cool kids, all this kind of shit. So I didn't believe it. So whether your belief is that you can do something, you can't do it, it's the same. If you walk up to a girl and you think that you don't deserve her, but you believe that you should have her for some weird reason, it usually works out. You ever notice when there's a girl walking down the street and she's walking fast and your belief is, oh, she's on her cell phone, she won't stop. You can't get her. You can't open her. You ever have the belief that when a girl's walking slower, you're like, oh, she's walking slower and she has a smile on her face, so therefore I can get this one. And you believe she'll open up and she opens up. You're actually just manifesting that by your beliefs, right? Because how do you get a girl off a cell phone? That's it. That easy. I believe I can get her off a cell phone. How do you get a girl that off of her iPhone earplugs when she has music going? That's it. I believe I can get her off. So see, the belief is so important because the belief will change the result you get.
Let's talk about the idea of character versus the outside world. Now, a lot of people are concerned about, you know, how they appear in the outside world. They think how you look to others is everything. How you appear to others is everything. What people think of you is everything. What do they think of you? Like at work, do they think you're lazy? Do they think you're smart? Do they think you're ambitious? I mean, that controls like, you know, how much income you make, for sure. What do your colleagues think about you? What about in school? Are you the cool kid? How are other people perceiving you? Do they think you're cool? Do they think you're kind of like not that cool? Do they think that you have no talent? Do they think you're funny? Do they think you talk funny? I don't know. What about your friends? Do the friends think of you that you're like the leader of the group? Are you the leader of your friend group? Or are you the beta? Are you the beta male of your group? All these things, I thought about them for a long time. Now, I'll tell you what I discovered, all right? Now, I don't have all the answers, but I have a decade of experience thinking about this, pursuing it. So I'll tell you what I discovered in my studies of humankind, all right? The first thing I discovered is you can't control what others think of you. You can't. It's impossible. If you studied all the marketing books and all the NLP and all the hypnosis, you would be good at manipulation, but even though people would still think you're a manipulator, even then some of them would think, this guy's good at manipulation. But you couldn't control necessarily what they thought of you. That'd be very hard to control. Now, you can affect a little bit. You can help steer it, but you can't control what people are thinking. So why even bother? Why even bother? I mean, look at this place right now we're in, right? We have Abraham Lincoln in the background there. I'm sure some people loved Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure others hated him. Some people loved George Bush. Others hated Barack Obama. Some people love Obama, but they hated George Bush. Either way, both these guys still were president, right? They still have the majority vote to be president. So even though people don't like you or don't like things about you, it doesn't mean that you can't do what you want to do in your life. You can't control your reputation. That's the point I'm trying to make here, okay? That's key. You cannot control your reputation. What you can control, though, however, is your character. That you can control, because your character is the decisions that you make. That's all you have, man. Life is always moving forward or backwards, right? You're either improving or you're not. But while you're moving forward or while you're trying to improve, you can always control your character, and that is all. That is it. That is the only decision you have to make. Am I happy with this decision I'm making at school, work, life, dating, health, fitness? Am I happy about these decisions, and how do they affect my character? Now, why is character so important? I think character can even bring you great finance in your life and mentors. I've been very, very fortunate to have mentors in my life that I met them strictly based on character. At the moment when I met them, I had nothing. I had nothing to offer them of value besides just good character, good energy, being around them. They said to me, you know what? I like this kid. I'm going to take him on my wing and show him around. Actually met Russell Simmons that way when I was an artist doing music. And he said to me, you know what? Make sure this kid gets into my party, just strictly based on character, okay? So character allows you to have access to other opportunities in life, things that you don't even own, things that you can even imagine or dream of. Opportunities come to you because of character. It also goes for dating and relationships with women as well, because a woman can look at you and say, this guy's not as cool as everybody else that I have in my life that I'm dating. He's not as cool as the other guys that are pursuing me, but there's something about him. He has a lot of character. He doesn't give up. He believes in himself. He fights the good fight. He keeps going on, etc., etc., etc. So what I want to say to you is this. Focus on character versus reputation. Focus on what you can control. Forget the things that you cannot control. You're going to live a happier life. You're going to have a better quality life that's going in the direction that you want. So character versus reputation. Let's first talk about your reputation, okay? Reputation is what other people think of you. And that is what you cannot control. You can influence your reputation, try to. You can manipulate people, try to do that. Right? But your reputation is not something that you can control because it's what others think of you. Now, what's it going to do for your performance? All right? Your performance will automatically go down if your focus is on what other people think of you. The judgment that they're going to have. Remember we talked about judgment fatigue, yeah? And the persona fatigue. So your game will automatically go down if you're worried about judgment and persona. That's your reputation. You can't control your reputation. How much, let me ask you a question, like seriously. Anybody here like kind of like post like let's say daily or every 2 days on Facebook or Instagram? I do, but anybody else? Am I the only one? That's a dude that does it? Okay, so people that post almost every day on Instagram or Facebook, they're devoting minutes and hours of mental energy to trying to influence what other people think of them. It's really exhausting. If I didn't make money doing it, I wouldn't bother doing it. You know, if it wasn't part of my job, I wouldn't bother doing it. But trying to like influence what you're projecting to people, what they think of you is so exhausting. It spends hours. Girls on Instagram, Snapchat stories, it's ridiculous. All that time doing it. They're concerned with their reputation. Reputation you cannot control. Even if you do everything right, a girl could still not like you. Even if you do everything, if you go to your job and you work the hardest that you can, there's a good chance your boss is just a dick. And he's not going to respect you. Dude, I've had so many jobs in my life, okay? So many jobs in my life where I worked my ass off. My ass off. I remember about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, you're like, preach, you know what I'm saying? You guys have had this, man. You had to, like, if you haven't had this yet, you're gonna have it. A job for 2 or 3 years, you work your ass off. You do every fucking stupid thing your manager asks you to do. Everything. You come in on the weekend when he asks you to come on a weekend. He asks you to work some late night shit, you work it. He asks you to do a project that is not even in your job description, and you do the project, and then when it comes for the year review, you're like, you want that raise, right? Because you work really hard. Like, hey, I did that project, and I worked the thing, we'll consider it, we'll think about it. Like, what? Yo, I went above and beyond what my job description is. But I can't get this raise? Like, it's a question? I had a job where I managed a multi-million-dollar project for this company. I won't say which one it is. And I wanted to become a senior manager, and they wouldn't promote me. They were like, oh, well, we'll think about it. We'll consider the options. And they eventually fired me. Not fired me, they ended my contract. They didn't renew my contract. I'm like, yo, I made these guys so much money. I did everything. But I can't control it because it's my reputation. It's what they think of me in their minds, okay? So I want you to let go of the idea of reputation. That's outer game, and trying to be in the mind of others. I want you to shift your focus to your character, all right? That's the key. So character. Feel free to write that down. So character is the only thing that you can control. Character is your inner world and your choices that you make and the decisions that you make. Even if you feel like you have no fucking decisions in life, you can always control your basic decisions. Always, always, always. If you have 69 cents in your pocket, you can go to 7-Eleven right now and decide, do I want to eat that hot dog or the 2 bananas? That was a legit decision I made, by the way, like a couple years ago. A couple years ago, I was super broke, and I was assistant with RSD because they told me I had to quit my job. So I quit my job and I came broke, and then I'll be at the 7-Eleven. I'm like, I have $1. Am I gonna eat 2 bananas for breakfast for dinner, or am I eat this hot dog? Either way, I was in control of that decision, right? You could always decide. Even with $1, you can say, do I want to eat buy a bustle of broccoli? Maybe it's a little more than $1. Maybe like, do I want to buy some, I don't know, some green shit, some green stuff, some healthy stuff, or do I want to go for the bag of chips? With $1, you can decide that. You're always in control. Your decisions are the ultimate power that you have, right? To be decisive. Because when you take a decision, you're actually making action. Am I going to do one thing, or am I not going to do another thing? Your decisions are the ultimate power that you have, okay? And you can control that because it's part of your character. You know, you make decisions that are important to you, the decisions that you care about, things that are in line with what your values are, your goals are, all that stuff in boss that we talk about, right? But you can't control that reputation, man. You cannot control what people think of you. So you gotta just let it fucking go. Even in work, sometimes, you know, with RSD, I'll do things that people don't like, but I'll have the best intentions. My character has the best intentions, and I'll piss people off sometimes. Like, I don't like the way they did that, and I did that. But I know at the end of the game, right, end of life, end of the week, end of the year, whatever it is, eventually they're like, oh, actually he did it because of X, Y, Z reason. He did it because he had a good reason. And they'll see that character. Because the character is like, you can never do something wrong when it's out of character, right? When you're doing it for the betterment of yourself and others. You know, I think of situations where guys are dating girls, or even like guys get married sometimes, and you know, they'll have their wife, and they'll try the best, man. Not saying this is the way to make any relationship work, because relationships are fucking hard. A lot of people get divorced, but they'll try their best, man. They'll take their wife out for a vacation. They'll try to give her some attention. They'll try to buy her something nice, and the woman's still miserable. And the guy's like, I did everything that I could to make you happy. And she's like, well, I'm not happy. And she still wants the divorce, or she's still not satisfied. And the guy's trying to control how she feels. And it's not your responsibility to control how other people feel. It's not at all. It's your responsibility to control that you have good intentions to make them feel good. But you do have to have a boundary where you don't cross the line at some point, right? So, let's take some water, lose my voice a bit.
So how do you do all this? How do you do this? What is the execution of character? The execution of character in game comes from the idea that I have called the statement of kingdom. All right, statement of kingdom. I've kind of hinted at it before, but I haven't told you guys what it is before. So a statement of kingdom is where you express yourself, all of your values in a sentence. Okay, so an example would be, I'm the type of guy to appreciate pure water with electrolytes and its alkaline and pH balance. I'm not the type of guy that thinks he's too good to drink from a fucking tap. You know, let's get even deeper with this. I'm the type of guy to think that wars happened in the past, and I don't like them. But I'm also the type of guy to understand that everybody in a war thought that they were right, and they all thought they were fighting for something good. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it, right? Yeah. Two sides enter a war, they each think they're fighting for the protection of their country and their freedom. You know, I'm the type of guy to want to help everybody around me, teach people, etc., share. But I'm not the type of guy to do it at the expense that I burn out and I can't even help myself. All right. I'm the type of guy to give attention to a woman and let her know that I'll be here for her. I'm not the type of guy that when she crosses the line to keep trying to chase her, I will back off, but I'll let her know the door is always open, right? So this is what I call a statement of kingdom, something I invented. And it's really the expression of your inner game. So I don't just like think inner game and not say it. I say it. I fucking say it to the girl and then I act it out, right? Act it out. You guys saw those Infield clips. I acted it out, you know? Because again, actions speak louder than words. So I will say it, but then I'll act in alignment with what I fucking said. There's an expression that says, let your yes mean yes and let your no mean no. I don't remember where it comes from, but that expression is it's very, very true. Whatever you say, if you speak from character, say it and act in character. Okay? Don't speak out of fear, speak from character. Don't speak out of reputation, speak from character. All right? That's what I want for you guys. Because everything you're going to learn in your journey here, right? Today, tomorrow, you're going to learn some amazing shit. You're going to learn some really, really cool shit. You're going to learn some amazing techniques for the guys that are newbies. And most of the guys are new here. You're going to learn some amazing techniques. You're going to learn some successes. You're going to have some troubles along the way. The most important thing is you realize that at the end of the day, this is your greatest walk away with it. Your greatest walk away from game is who you become in the process of learning game. That's your greatest walk away. You'll get a few girls. You'll get 10 girls. You'll get models. It'll happen. You stick with it. You learn. You improve. You improve fast. Take that feedback. You'll get models. You'll get those girls with the big boobies. You'll get the doctor, the lawyer, the whatever you want. You'll get it. It's guaranteed to you if you take the feedback and you learn. Some guys just get feedback and they don't fucking change the way. They just do the same shit over and over again, like banging their head against the wall. They go, I'm not getting any better. Well, are you changing anything? No, I'm doing the same shit I did before. Just fucking change. Just do what works. You'll get the girls that you want. I have no doubt in that. But the ultimate reward is who you become in that process and what kind of a guy you become in that process, because you can then, like I said, on the hero's journey, have that rebirth where you go back to your friends, your family, you make their lives better, you make everybody's lives around you better. You find a girl that you actually is your partner who like supports you and like she's like down for you. You find like friends that are fucking cool ass dudes. Like I don't think money is everything, and money is absolutely not everything. Absolutely not. Okay? There's some fucking horrible, horrible people that are millionaires out there. You know, Machiavellian type horrible people that are millionaires. But I can say that the 4 or 5 guys that I hang out with on a weekly basis, they're all millionaires and they're great guys. And I have a wonderful relationship with them. And they're so giving to everybody around me. And they inspire me so much. And I learn a lot from them as people. And I'm happy to call them like people that I can share with on that level. You know, that's the kind of guys you'll have in your life. Fuck these guys who are like, pickup isn't, you know, why are you learning that pickup shit? Your friends that maybe tease you about it. It's like, dude, it's going to make your life better. And if they were cool, they can come along for the ride. So as a man, right, you have to make certain sort of decisions about how you want to live your life. So once you got that in the can, you need to think about who do you want around you? What kind of people do you want to have around you? Because they say, you know, you're the equivalent of your 5 closest friends. If that's true, what kind of people do you want to have around you? You know, when I first got into the game, I was like, I want to be a little player. I want to be a little player, a little pimp, a little smooth guy. I said to myself, you know, fuck all these girls, man. They broke my heart. I want to fuck them all over.
fucked them all over. So I said to myself. And then I fucked them all. Figuratively and literally, yeah? And at the end of it, what did I have? I had not very much because I was in a situation where I had all these girls and I felt a lot of pleasure while I was with these girls. Like, to be legit, I felt pleasure while I was inside of them, you know, the 20 minutes of sex, the 30 minutes of sex. But the other 23 hours of my day were still miserable. So I wasn't satisfied. And neither should you be, you know? Maybe right now you're at a part of your journey where you say you have no women in your life. You just want to have a woman in your life. You're like, let me just have one woman besides my mom or my sister. That'd be great. So you're at that point. But eventually you'll get to a point, and I want to point this out for you, right? You'll get to a point in the journey where you say, actually, I'd like to have more of a fulfilling life. You don't want pickup to just be an endless parade of one-night stands, okay? Endless parade of one-night stands where your life still sucks. You still go back to the same job with the same friends, and you don't have anything that you want. The same financial situation, same travel, same no adventures, but you got a little action at night from some drunk girl who doesn't remember your name or pick up your phone next day when you call her, right? So for yourself, you gotta think about the big picture. What is the big game that you're after? What is it you really want out of yourself and out of life? When I started doing cold approach, I would start getting these girls' numbers for the ones that were single. The ones that had boyfriends, the ones that were just not available in the moment, I'm like, useless, gone, exiled. She's exiled. She's banished from my face at the moment, right? Why would I talk to a girl? She's not available right now. Why would I go into the club and talk to guys? Ugh, guys. I don't want to sleep with a dude. Why am I going to talk to guys at the club? I didn't realize that was the big part I was missing out on. Because those are the people that can actually change your life and change the quality of your life. I think there's no way to actually improve the quality of your life more than relationships with dudes. You know, there's that old line by, I can't remember who sings, it's a rap song, but he's like, chick, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Is a girl gonna help you get your money up? Nope, not siree. Is the girl gonna help you with your fitness? Maybe a little bit, not too much. She gonna cook for you? Maybe that'd be great. But what is she gonna do? It's gonna dramatically improve the quality of your life. Not very much. It's gonna be the dudes you keep around you, the guys that you meet, right? So does that mean that there's not a place for women? No, there absolutely is. But we wanna have a holistic view of it all. Make it all work for you in the long run. So what I'd say to you is this, okay? When you go out and there's girls that are not available, don't think of it as like a blow me or blow me out situation. Think of it as, how can I bring this quality person, if they are quality, according to your standards and your values, how can I bring this quality person into my life and make them part of my life? How can I do that? Because when you do that, that's when you start to really win. For myself, I had a little place, a little condo, to me and some of my friends, and we decided that we're gonna start throwing barbecues for all these numbers that we collected that were really not going anywhere. We'd have events, 30, 40, 50 people would come to our barbecue events. We'd go to Costco, get some hot dogs, some hamburgers, little beers, right? Stock up, throw a barbecue. And all of a sudden we had life. We had a life. I never had the opportunity to be the cool kid in school. I was never fortunate enough to have that, but later on in life, I was able to create that cool kid atmosphere. I was able to be that cool kid that was on the sports team or the football team or the warm end of the pool, etc. So you can still have that. It's never too late. I don't want you to think of pickup as a tool just to get girls. I want you to think of it as a tool to improve the overall quality of your life. And also, never think about just networking. Think about building relationships. Think about the relationships that you can build, the quality relationships that you can build. Because you never know who you'll meet, okay? My lifestyle changed dramatically. I remember one time I was on a bus and I met a girl and she wasn't able to hook up at the moment. And we kind of became friends. She friend zoned me, to be honest. Ooh, the friend zone. But she friend zoned me as a man that had potential, which is different. It's okay to be friend zoned as a man that has potential. You don't want to be friend zoned as a boy. So you got to go through that transition first, okay? Friend zoned me as a man with potential, and then she actually introduced me to one of her uncles who was a fashion designer. And we ended up doing a lot of business together, doing events, doing videos, all kinds of stuff, traveling together. It was amazing. And I really got into the fashion world, worked with models, dated a few, right? All because of that friend zoning. So never think of it as a bad thing. If you're a man with potential that gets friend zoned, you can always get out of it later on, okay? Previously in your life, you were a man that was you were a boy that was friend zoned, and that's why you couldn't get out of it. So having a social life and building a lifestyle dramatically improves everything about the quality of life. I've met these guys that were mentors that taught me how to increase my income by 300% in 3 years. I literally doubled doubled my income. Okay, 3 years, literally, no shit, legit. I did that. You can do it. It's not actually hard. You just got to know how to do it. Okay, I'm gonna give you the blueprint, step by step, how to do that. Every single cold approach you do is not just an opportunity to pick up a girl. It's also an opportunity to meet somebody. You know, I give the example that one of the coolest girls that I met, who actually got me into fashion, was a girl I met on the bus. I tried to pick her up. She lived in the area. It didn't work out with us in that way, but she ended up introducing me to her uncle, who was a fashion designer, and we did a lot of business together, and I met a lot of cool people, a lot of cool guys, and amazing models, right? That was pretty good consolation prize for girls unavailable. But if I was like, oh, blow me or blow me out, I never would have met those people, right? So I look at cold approach as a way to build your life, your social life, your lifestyle, and not just be limited to the one shot, one kill of a girl. Very important, because otherwise you just end up miserable. You know, we want to find a balance. We're not just swinging to like one side of the pendulum where it's only get the girl, but it's also like the other side of the pendulum where you can, if you don't get the girl, you haven't lost. You know what I mean? Because you have nights where you go out and then you don't pull a girl. You just get a whole bunch of phone numbers, or you get, even worse, there's no single girls out. You're like, oh, well, that was a fucking waste of a night. What if you use that night also to build your social life, to build your lifestyle, right? There'll be no wasted nights anymore. When you're doing game, you're doing pickup, every approach that you do is not just about getting that girl in front of you. It's also about the opportunity to expand your life. Expand your life. You will be amazed at what pickup can do for you. Okay, so I'm in a really weird situation because I'm traveling the world because I pick up. You know, I didn't anticipate it happening though. So the way that you get to be an RC instructor is this: you can't even apply to it. You can't. You could try to, but you really can't. I think the percentage was 0.5 people that apply get in. So less than 1%, half of 1% of people that apply can get in. Okay, and once you get in, you go through this crazy training of 9 months of just, you know, torture and like breaking you down to build you up like the Navy SEALs. They try to crack you every fucking day. It's really just like crazy, right? At the end of it, you could like take anything. Like if you guys are like, oh my goodness, the house is on fire, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I really like, I get pissed off at things, but I get upset, but not for more than like an hour or 2 hours, you know? Yesterday I had some business shit happen and I was upset for like 2 or 3 hours, and then we went and like crushed it after. So I bounced back very, very fast. But the way to get the job is you have to not even want the job. That's how I got it. I got into pickup, I went and I did my stuff, and I started to build an amazing lifestyle, lots of friends, great social life, having monthly dinners, right? Great book to read on that, of course, is Keith Ferrazzi, Never Eat Alone. Started getting lots of dinners, social life, hanging out with friends, dating beautiful, stunning, intelligent women. And then I got the call, right? I got the call after I did all that. So pickup can build an amazing lifestyle, man. That's my point. It can build an amazing lifestyle if you let it. All these skills you're learning about interacting with others, right? And the emotional intelligence, being aware of how other people are feeling, you can build on that. And get people to come out with you. Meet new people, host dinner events, host barbecues, network with guys that are cool. Guys that are very rich and powerful don't really want very much, what I've learned. They just want to have other people around them that make them feel happy. Some of the rich, one of my next door neighbors is a guy who owns a company who does $50 million in revenue a year. I don't know what the profit is, doesn't really matter, but $50 million in revenue a year. And some of the guys I see him hang around with and he takes with him to hockey games are just dumb. Hey man, you wanna come walk my dog? Okay, yeah, it's cool. Oh, you know, my wife's being a bitch. Yo, yeah, okay, it's cool. Like, this guy's not like a genius guy he's hanging out with, just a normal dude. But he hangs out with him because it's just so easy to get along with. He's just good vibes, doesn't stress him out. You know, if a guy has everything he wants in the world, I mean, there's not very much you can add to him. What do you get for a present for somebody who has everything already? There's not much you can get for them. Just bring positive vibes around. You know, that's it. How did I get those girls in the videos, the polls that I showed you? Basically, I was more positive and more mentally resourceful than anybody else. That was it. You know, when everything went to shit, when the guys got needy, because they always do, and the girls got bitchy, the friends, because they always do, and it got late and there's no taxi and trouble came up, who was the guy with the biggest smile on his face and just happy, like a big stupid happy baby? Sometimes we're too smart for our own fucking good. You know, a lot of people say, oh, game is all about looks. Do looks matter? Do looks matter? Do looks matter? Well, are you gonna have a sex change? Are you gonna bleach the color of your skin? Are you gonna have a complete transplant? Are you gonna have a transgender operation switch change, whatever it's called, right? I don't know. So that's all you can do for your actual genetic looks. Besides that, go to the gym, exercise, eat well, take care of yourself, right? Dress properly, and shut up. How do they call it? I think it's like workout, fitness, nutrition, shut the fuck up, something like that. Little acronym they have for it. The point is this, all right? The point is this. You don't even know what looks good on you. You don't know. You don't know how to fit to your body. You don't know how to choose the right contouring, the right shapes, the right cuts of things, how to angle the lapels so they're just right, choose darts on the back of a shirt. You don't know how to measure your pants. What's the difference between a crotch drop, a skinny jean, a boot cut? How does that affect things? How does that affect the taper of your body? Everybody can dress well for their body type. You don't have to dress like me. I don't want you to be Madison. Please, please, don't be Madison. Don't be RC Obama. Don't be pimped out Daddy Oprah. Don't be RC Tony Robbins. You don't have to be me. Be yourself. But as long as you're going to be yourself, what I want for you is this. I want you to figure out what looks good on you, how to dress your style to your body. And I'm going to give you the mythology behind that, okay? I'm going to give you the structure behind that and the fashion IQ behind that to let you know what fits you, what looks good on you, how do you want to be, and then express your character. Whether you're ambitious and outgoing, whether you're calm, reflective, structured, you can express all that in your dress, okay? So I want to give that to you. A little caveat here, a little side note. I want to explain to you why even dressing up matters. Not to the girls, but to you, okay? First of all, for you, what does it do for your inner game? Well, it's not the fact that you think you look good to the world, just the fact that you take care of yourself. The same feeling you have when you have a nice warm shower, a great shower, you're like, damn, that feels incredible. You hop out and you kind of like, you know, you brush your teeth. I mean, do you look that different from when you got in the shower? No, you just feel good that you pampered yourself. I mean, you see girls do this all the time, right? Like girls are like, light candles and put on like some Celine Dion and like little rose petals in the bath and like, oh, that's great. I'm so pampered now. It's just me, my Netflix, and my cat tonight. So they're taking care of yourself. You want to feel like you're taking care of yourself adequately, okay? That you know how to please yourself because you come first, and that's the idea of self-love, all right? Now also, when you dress well, you get in the habit of expressing yourself through your clothes. And people look at you to say, wow, here's a guy that knows who he is. Here's a guy that's figured out how he wants to express himself in life, how he wants to project to the world, what he wants to telegraph to people, how he wants to be received. He's got some sort of idea going on about who he is. And that's so important because a lot of people are just kind of sheepish, right? Just walking around on the earth. I think a lot of people, like 95% of the earth is just like sheep. It's like they're just walking around, just like very, very boring, you know? They just kind of go to the work, go to the cubicle, go home, eat, little TV, go to bed, wake up, drink the Starbucks, go to the cubicle, over and over and over again. There's no sense of self-expression for that. You know, a lot of great societies, I think even America originally was built on the idea of self-expression and Renaissance. You look at the Greeks, right? The Greeks, the culture, even Alexandria and how they had those cities and how they idealized all the culture and the knowledge and the self-expression and the arts and the fashion and the music. That's so important. It's part of being a human. It's how you want to express yourself to the world. Because we all look the same. You know, we have skin. That's our clothes. That's our birthday suit. But what do we do after that? What do we do after that skin? How do we adorn it? So that's really important to you. And I want you to get that idea and understand what it can mean for you, your emotions inside, your confidence, and also what it can mean for the people around you. Well, I know the answer already, but I'll ask you anyways. How badly do you want to master this in your life? How much would your life change if you mastered this area, okay? The areas, again, of lifestyle, okay, emotional intelligence, and primal instincts. Your life will change dramatically. So if you want to know more about this, I encourage you to look into Boss. Because in Boss, I'm going to break this down in detail. For your primal instincts, I'm going to have you do exercises, missions, and brand new to RSD, experiences, which are quests that I send you on that shape you by experience into the man that you want to be, that unleash your instincts that have been holding you back to being the nice guy, or being the friendly guy, or being the afraid to talk loud guy and take up space, okay? The guy that's afraid to be man to woman with women. I'm going to release you from that prison. On top of that, lifestyle, I go into it tremendously in Boss. I talk about the fashion stuff. I talk about career stuff. I talk about building friends and networking, building relationships. I go into extensively how I built a social life that actually got the attention of Jeffy to ask me to be an RSC instructor. And on top of that, last but not least, what is it? The emotional intelligence part. You know, I've studied all kinds of meditation, Vipassana, binomial beats, TM, I've done open eye meditation, I've studied people that do ayahuasca, and all these things, DMT, I've studied it all, okay? I've tried a lot of it myself. And throughout all of it, I'm gonna bring you the nuggets, the pieces of information that really make the change. Not the stuff that makes you just meditate and feel good by sitting there, but the stuff that's applicable in real life. I'm gonna show you the awareness, the mapping of your own brain, and how to navigate the corners of your own brain to help you understand yourself and have that self-awareness. Be honest, a little bit of enlightenment too, right? You're always gonna be aware of what you're doing and why you're doing it. There's gonna be no more surprises in your mind, in your body, or in your life. Everything that happens is gonna be predictable and controllable. And that's what I want for you. All right, I put a lot of work into this, and it means a lot to me, okay? It's my 10 years of pickup experience, my 14 plus years of self-development, over 500 courses, seminars, and books in the area of self-development. I wanna thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video, all right? Thank you for making the time investment into yourself because you fucking deserve it. Now, if you haven't already, click the link down below. You will not regret it. In fact, I think your future self is gonna thank you for doing it. Now, Boss is a program that I spent most of my adult life making, and I put all of that into this course for you so you can have the results that you want, all right? So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the top. My story is pretty much the same as everybody else's. I grew up with a single parent mom and no dad or male role models around. My female cousins would force me to play Barbies all day long. I remember the first girl that I liked in grade 4 slapped me in front of the face in front of the whole school just because I liked her. First girlfriend I had would ditch me for drugs and booze. I didn't really understand why. The nicer that I was, the more abusive girls would be to me. School was a nightmare. I got bullied so bad I was worried for my life. Ended up going to 5 different schools just before I dropped out. I would end up at the hospital for stress and ulcers, and it was at this moment I said, no more. Was tired of dying a little bit every single day, so I knew I couldn't keep going on living like this. I had nothing to lose. See, when you hit rock bottom, it's either give up or die trying. So at 14 years old, I bought my first personal power CD program, and I started to see that light that was finally at the end of the tunnel. And that's how I started the journey of over 500 books, seminars, and courses in the area of self-development. It became my one pure obsession. When I discovered pickup, I went out 14 hours a day. I was so passionate about fixing my life. I even lost a few jobs in the process, to be honest. But I didn't care. I knew the end result would be worth it. 10 years later, just give me one night and I can have a stunning woman in my life every night. All the struggles, the lessons, the journeys, I can now pass that on to my clients. There's no challenge that we can't overcome together because I've experienced everything you're going through on your way to being a boss. Boss is my life course, my hero's journey, bringing you everything that I wish I had learned. It's time you take your life into your own hands and live by your own rules. Your new fashion knowledge is going to make you look better than you could ever imagine. People are going to describe you as charismatic and magnetic. You're going to become respected by the rich and powerful. You're going to enter the room and women are going to flirt with you. I'm going to show you how to increase your income by 300% in 3 years and explode your career the same way that I did it back in the corporate world. We're going to get clear on what your passion, purpose, and destiny are. Fuck videos, fuck more information, fuck more theory. We're going to get you living this shit. It's me and you. We're both in this together as an ever-evolving process. We're all going to grow together. My story is your story, and a boss is somebody who learns from every single failure and is humbled by every opportunity. It's time to become that guy that women want to be with and men want to be like. This is how you became a boss.